Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good afternoon, and welcome to a bit of Pillars of Eternity. But today, I don't know what's happening. Palagina. Let's see to Palagina. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. I really should find out some gaming news beforehand, but I don't know. I can talk about other games I want to play. Yeah. No, wrong controls. Renato. My friend, you understand? So, I got to see my special selection. Oh. I'll buy you drugs. Drugs. Oh, lots of drugs. And ingredients. No, don't want the traps. Well, those. Duh.
Keeping an eye out.
Who else is of interest here?
Of course.
Excuse me, sorry, I got a bit off still. Search for layer. Oh, that's helpful. Right, why even bother? Let's have a look upstairs. Anyone here? Anyone of importance? High monk. Well, this is the tallest part of the tree.
Hail, traveler.
This room needs proper doors. My brother and I rented this space, so we might have a measure of privacy in this front land. Suppose you can find another room here in the end. I met another monk in robes like your own. Died of his wounds right after as I found him. Robes like ours, you say? Is he carrying anything? Did he tell you anything? Hand you anything? Please. We've been waiting for another order to meet us here, and if you found him. He gave me this specific. Ah, yes, the one that wasn't meant to open. Hand me that. I mean, this is great of importance. Breaks the seal. My brethren, that's marvelous and word. At long last, we now have what we need. Thank you, stranger. Your honest soul is to be applauded. I admit I was surprised. When you handed me the message, I expected the seals to be broken. I'm glad to see common decency is not less lost in this world. Here, your honesty must reward. 2 alms, moderate positive. Okay. No one here really doesn't trade.
Hello.
Who are you? My name is Letherian. They call me Haggard Shoes for all the walking I used to do, and all the boots I wore down. But those days are well behind me. My eyes have seen a great deal, and now my ears get their fill from the travellers who come through here. A fine way to spend one's days, to my thinking. I'm always glad to see a new face. Take a seat where you like, my friend. It seems to me you've walked a long road. All the welcome here, those with interesting stories, most welcome of all. Look at this place. Of course! I founded the inn many years ago, but it's, in a way, its tale began much earlier. It was while I was returning from a long journey south that I heard of a story of a tree upon which this inn rests. Hundreds of years ago, a strange event occurred. The sky was troubled that night, with many stars falling across the sky. One of those stars began to plummet, instead down towards the ore. It fell here, striking a young tree and buried itself within it like a fiery heart. But the tree survived, and over the years it grew, and it grew, twice as big as its fellows in half the time. So it reached the size you see now, and grew no more. Here in this tale, I knew I must find the truth, and you see it here. Around the tree's heart I built this inn, to welcome all travellers who might look upon it. A fine story. I'll carry that one home. I'm always glad to see a new face. Take a seat where you like, my friend. Yeah. Spirit Spiral. hands. 5 melee damage. Whispers of treason. Nice, nice. But the food is what I need. I do apologise for this. So no signs of the Valians here. Let's keep looking around. There's got to be someone who wants to trade. Unless Pellegrino wants to go into the trading hut. Might be an idea. Let's see if the guard can help. Never mind. Let's go to the market. Past the. Oh shit! I've done it again! Fuck's sake! Bit the side of me, a bit inside my cheek. Again, this is like the 4th fucking time this has happened in 2 days. Got to get my teeth checked. I swear to Christ.
Wisdom to you.
Some good stuff there, but again, you're pissed off because I saved your fucking economy. So don't pull that face with a smacked ass like me with me. I made sure you've got fucking trade. Well, those traps are proving as much good as tits on a turtle, so I'm getting rid of them. Echoing Misery. Yeah, they're not really look good. Oh, sorry, I keep between the strepsil. Okay. I'll buy one of each of these. Because someone has to.
Estromore.
Please, no tasting, okay? Gotta make sure I've got some money left as well to pay my mercenaries.
Estromore.
Oh, there's some good stuff here, but Dark Sea, nice.
Hail Estromore.
Yeah, okay. So nothing in here. So yeah, so we've got enough stuff to cook with, at least, and I've got plenty of potions. But yeah. So at least we get rid of the money as well.
Right, fetching feathers, lass.
Repeat, please, in Adiran. And stand closer so I can grab your neck if you said what I think you did.
That was Isselmere. She likes your feathers.
Thanks, but I'm not interested, Isilmir.
Oh dear. Oh, they're cogwheels behind that I was wondering what that was then. Okay, I got you. Right. I need to go to the Council of Six, I think, because I can't see anything else I need. You know, you can keep walking if you like. Okay, with the iron path. That. Excuse me. I've been an idiot. The quest text was there all along. This is what happens when you don't read it. Yeah. It's a very different kind of game when there's no quest markers. I was watching Josh Strife Hayes playing a bit of Morrowind. And, yeah. Just, it is, I find it interesting as well, like how much slower you are playing the game when you're like recording and whatnot. That said, I mean, I like to think that I get these games done in relatively good order. Especially because I only really play the ones that I know inside out. But yeah. But this one's like, this one was a bit of a on a whim, really.
Tread carefully, Estermore.
What kind of courtesy have you learned in your own filthy homeland? You speak of Glenfathom matters. Begone! Still your heart would I. Do not forget where you stand. In the house of our ancestors of the 6 tribes we commune as one people. The ancestors will forgive me and my brother when I clean the shame away from his name, and from the taint that is brought from this tribe. What happened to your brother? My brother. My brother Fiorm was the greatest hunter of our tribe. He set out on a blood hunt, but hasn't returned, and now Arthwin, the puny liar, he gives him my brother. Arthwin belongs to another tribe. Is the hunter that competed against Fiorm during the blood hunt. Arthwin claims that Fiorm has exiled himself, deciding not to go to return to Twin Arms. Exiled, in shame, for losing to him in the blood hunt. Could you believe this liar? Even though Arthwin returned with the giant Stelgar fang as proof, it's hard to believe that Fiorm would have failed to kill the prey first. She cannot claim that yet, would I? Until the Anaphatha judge the truth. Arthwin's weak. I'm a lower tribe, he lies. I'll find the truth and I'll claim my brother's name. You mentioned a blood hunt, what is it? We prove our worth in a blood hunt. We set out to stalk and prey. Always a dangerous creature. And only one kills it first. Yes, but we hunt as pairs to bond. As Glenfathan, as one, not as enemies. 2 hunters, 2 tribes, 1 spirit. That is our way. Our way is to lie! We don't betray our brothers and sisters for our own gain. Blood hunt between your brother and Arthwin has broken the communion of our tribes, Rodney. Do not dig in this wound until you can claim the truth. Perhaps our customs appear strange to you, but despite of what you see now, we Glenfathans hold our bonds sacred. Why would Arthwin lie about your brother? Why? Rodney, please, still your anger. He does not know our customs. Arthwin stands much to gain from claiming a victory over Fiorm. It brings renown and glory to his kin, and as a tribe, the twice split arrows. Arthwin has no history, no name, and now returns a hero, while my brother, tricked, perhaps worse. Tell me about your tribe. We're the keepers of the stone. We're the first tribe. Our history runs across the ages to the time of the builders. We are one of the past, with our traditions and history. The best crafts and hunts come from our kin. Other tribes look up to our prowess. Consumed by envy. That's why Arthur lies about my brother. His tribe has no history, no glory. But now he claims it for the twice-split arrows that we're left to bear a false name. How do you plan to clear Fiam's name? I can't tarry here while my brother's fate remains unknown. Annafather must let me go. But Judge Arthur, and to clean our tribe's name, they cannot listen only to your truth. Before the Annafather, only an impartial voice can speak of what happened. You mean to revolve this one? And extra more? Honest, 3. Nice. Listen to me now. Arthur returned with proof. Your brother did not even come back. The tribes are split, something must be done. And this one here is known to speak the truth. As an Estremor, I can look into this without risking tension between your tribes. You're right in claiming this. The Annafather would agree to listen. There's no union between you and our tribes. Fiam and Arthur went to the Northfield Forest beyond the Old Song Pass to hunt a giant Stelgar. Searched there and returned to us with the truth of it, but be aware. Stelgar are such size, many times over their lesser kin, usually gather a big pride that follows them closely. Estremor, I do expect help, but I'll do anything to know my brother's fate and to clean the stain that Arthur has spilled on our tribe. Anything. This I claim.
Wait. I don't know if I should go through with this. Make the trade deal with the Anamenfath. If a Valiant deal with the Glanfathens weakens the Deerwood, it could mean war for the Republics in the future.
What other options do you have?
I could put the idea in the Anamenfath's head that the Republics are not interested in exclusive trade, but limited trade of goods that they do not already trade with the Deerwoodens.
Let's have a look. So the Republics want exclusive trade, I think, with the Glanfathens. It's the right thing to do. The Deerwoodens are the mercy of the Republics and they don't even know it. Your actions today can prevent further suffering. If you do that, I doubt the Dukes will be forgiving. Consider your options carefully, Pallegina. The ramifications to yourselves and these nations could be great. I'm going to tell it to be careful with this. Basically,
Estremor?
I've concluded my task. It's time to speak with the Anamenfath. What did you see? Where's Fiam? Tell me. We die. Truth belongs to all of us. Even Athman. You know this. I'm ready to share the truth with the Anamenfath. And I'll make it so is Athman. Okay, so we've got 2 things to do here. So 1, we have to appeal to the Anamath. I'm going to do the whole trade thing after, because I want to build up my reputation to an Elms and convince them that it's all good. However, I want to get the truth out first. I think this requires... I've been investigating Fiam's disappearance. Indeed, Arthur and Rodney have spoken of little else. I do not envy your position, Gallos and Amams. But your testimony may resolve the tensions between the keepers of the stone and the twice split arrows. When you've gathered your evidence, I'll call a hearing. Let's begin. I will summon Arthur and Rodney. Their fates and the names of their tribes depend on what you will reveal to us. Gallos and Amams. Bethel stands at the head of the hall, lit from behind the dozens of candles, which cast a long shadow across the floor. We've gathered to weigh the claims of Arthur and Rodney in the matters of Fiam's disappearance. To that end, we are honoured by the presence of Gallos and Arms, whose insights will help us render a verdict. Murmurs of astonishment echo from in the hut. We begin with Arthur's claim. He asserts that Fiam lured him into a confrontation with the Stelgar and that he slew the beast on his own. Fiam, he says, exiled himself, fearing the knowledge of his actions would heap shame on the keepers of the stone. As evidence, he brings a fang from the Great Steel Guy. On the other hand, Red Eye states his brother was tricked and murdered by Arthwin during the hunt. A hunter of Fion's renown would not have fallen in the blood hunt but by treachery. Her shadow flickers and dances in the candlelight as she looks to you. And now we turn to our gallows and arms. We ask only that you share the observations that you may find closure for these two tribes. What fate befell Fiorm? I'm going to be honest and say Fiorm is dead. What? How? You shoot me, weakling, how? Do not forget your place. It's just balloons. The Anapath continues. It saddens us to know that this truth, but we still must reveal it deeper. If this is so, how did the giant Stilgar die? Bjorn killed the giant beast. Of course it did. I thought it was just a feeble hunter from the twice-split arrows and a liar. Silence. The slitted pupils narrow as she regards you. And now we come to it. Claim the truth for the 6 tribes, Gallows and Arms. Bjorn tricked Arthwin and fought over the giant Stilgar by himself. They killed each other in the fight. Arthwin tried to cover up Triar's shames, but lied about besting the creature. The words echo along the passage of the 6 to the solemn audience. It is as you say. We thank you for sharing this truth with us. Brothers of the tribes, let these wounds mend. Go in peace, and contemplate the shame brought into our hearth. I'd have a word with you. A shame upon both tribes is not what I would have wanted, but we must learn to turn our faces to the hard truths if we are to survive the coming seasons. Your integrity is a boon to us. Please accept this with our thanks. No reputation gains? No. Balls. Okay. One of my companions, a representative of the Valian Republics, wishes to discuss a trade issue with you. Yes, the Valian godlike, blessed of Hylia. So they say. And diplomat of the Duke's spells. I understand that you were to be sent here with trade assurances from your masters. Revered Anamanfeth, it is true that I was chosen to convey those assurances, but understand that I was fashioned more for war than for etiquette. In these dangerous times, perhaps it is better to send warriors to do a diplomat's work. Indeed, Anamanfeth. Regarding the exclusive trade deal? Her eyes quiver slightly and her golden eyes dart in your direction. I nod my head, smiling warmly. The Republic's feel it would be in the best long-term interests of all parties if you maintained your traditional goods trades with the Deerwood. A strange turn. What did the Republics want then? Tundra Tara pearls. Trade will be picking up quickly on them in the Eastern Reach. You'll buy them exclusively from us for the next 5 years. In exchange, we will be your exclusive market for Ardraban and Karagorland for the same period. Considers Pelagina's words. An interesting proposition, Valian. We will send emissaries south to discuss the details at greater length. Your appearance here speaks well of your Duke's intentions. Revered Anapath.
That's it. My position in the Brotherhood gone. I can't believe I just made up new trade terms to the Glanfad and Anamainfad. Postinago.
Postinago. Oh, sorry, Mexico. Postinago. Palagino, you did the right thing for the Republics, even if the Dukes can't see from their vantage. You can deal with their disapproval later.
Verus. They have a saying in Biajepe. New gold clears even the oldest debts. If I'm right, all will be forgiven. If not, there's nothing I can do about it now.
Ring finger, okay. If you want to read this, please do. I'm not going to read it all. Yeah. Who are we gonna send? Let's send Zahua. Zawa, rather. So let's see what happens now. Try the 5 sons, that's done. Hunter brother. Okie dokie, then let's put the clouds, need to position. No. So that's all white match stuff. I really do need to sort out my team. Can't do the Siege of Craighall yet, it's too tough. Can't do the Master Below, so it's just those. Forgotten an army. I need to find this dwarf. Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. Both perished. Oh, both perished at my touch. Okay, so the dwarf's dead as well. No. Hey. Eh? Oh, 7 to death, there we are. Ethic Null. Right, excuse me 1 second. I need to look this up. So, death. Where does this take us, I wonder? Of course. Never too far away, is it? We gotta get to Blood Sands. Yeah, so I'm trying to think what else I would play. So, I mean, I want to do Pillars of Eternity too, to be honest. Because I think, oh god, I'm a bit bored. But at the same time, I'm only bored if I don't know what I'm doing. You know, that's what bothers me. I think I got to the wrong district. I'm only bored when I don't know what I'm doing, when I'm lost in a quest or whatever. But if I do know what I'm doing, I'll enjoy it. And I think that's one of the things as well with Pillars of Eternity. It's like Pillars 2. It's like, even if there's not quests, you can always go on the open road. Or the open seas. And dick around there. So that's handy.
Of course.
Ready, Watcher.
What is it?
So yeah, I mean, you will sort of see the unique selling point in Deadfire, and it's CAC, but it's something to do. I wasn't overly keen on it, and I talk about a lot of it, but yeah. I wonder if I can just get this guy to petrify himself as well, just for saying no, you. Yeah, it's I'm not going to tell you this, but the guy, yeah, I'm going to kill himself because of your ideology. And I'm gonna do the same for you. Who else is here? What else is here, even? Ah, it's a dragon. I've got a feeling they're not gonna make this easy, are they? Okay, now let's be grim. But let's explore while it's friendly.
I'd gladly shoulder the load, but the pack won't hold anymore.
Slow and silent.
Oh! Yeah, this is a bit, Oh no.
As your blood flows, so shall your essence. Your life's energy shall feed the soil, and your soul's energy shall enrich the community. This is by your own choosing, supplicant?
Oh, shadows. I hope you were watching. Right. I would have liked to have stopped the ritual. Just go shoot the brain. But now, I'm don't get the option. I got to do that in the House of Hell. A Steve Jackson book. But never mind. Despite his earlier agreement, okay, yeah, fine. I think I preferred these rites when they were only words upon a page. Where did I look? It's not as if I expected it. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I like in games so you can do that, you can interrupt it. Like, I could do an Oblivion. You know? I could have stopped the ritual in Oblivion. There's a game I might play, Skyrim. Just something else to do. Hey, Lestramore. I love his robes.
No one comes to Blood Sands without a purpose. What is yours?
Who are you?
I am the Archdruid.
I am the Archdruid.
For centuries it has been my duty to guide our rituals and guard our knowledge. It is work that requires a certain resilience, but it is not without its benefits.
Explain. Your simplistic morals do not apply here, Estramore. Murder does not enter into it.
It was a sacrifice, and one willingly entered into. The survival of all things depends on balance. Give and take.
I take the piss, but this guy's voice acting is really good, and I do like that I hope you enjoyed this performance. The principle lies at the heart of all power. Expending something of value releases energy, energy that can be channeled by those who know how. All Kith, whether they care to admit it, practice this. We take the yield of the land and the flesh of beasts to live, and we give our blood and sweat to propagate the things we desire. According to Barath, you haven't done much giving, Reston. Then he can descend from his mighty pantheon and tell me himself. Actually, that's why I'm here.
Since when do the gods send mortals to collect? You're much too talkative to be the usher. This is the trouble with deities. They meddle in a world that they don't even inhabit. I hope they've promised you something better for your next life.
That's important. Idiot, twist his nuts. Mount the bastard, yeah, you're fine. What about that? What else? What other spells do I have? Reduce the... Is this really all that's left? That's quick. Yeah, do you want to just go round? Oh, the Astra is still alive. I heard what Kana said. I have them! I thought he was just going, I have? Purgatory. Eddie.
Hey.
Eddie, twist his nuts. Abla, twist his nuts. Oh my god. Okay. It's just a saber. Let's have a look. Purgatory. Compare. Higher minimum damage. Oh yeah, higher damage. Okay. Good. 20% of damage restored as endurance. Nice. I'm gonna go for Purgatory. In a monastery overlooking Coldflow Lake from the foothills of the White March, there was once a clandestine order of monks known as the Thousand Dreams. Though a powerful form of pain-induced meditation, these monks were able to walk through their past lives as though they were dreams. Each traversed these memories in ultimate hopes of achieving complete understanding of his or her soul identity. They believed that, after experienced 1,000 lifetimes, total enlightenment could be attained. Greatest of their sect was Rigolan, who had an ancient soul and was said to have walked more lifetimes than any other. But when she came to the end of all her lifetimes, she found there was no more to experience. It became clear she would never come to know herself completely, but there was simply not enough to learn from. Unable to accept this fate, after her endless trials, Rigolan sought a way to take the experience of others for her own, that she might reach 1,000 lifetimes yet. She channeled her unquenchable hunger into her favourite sword, and it became an instrument of her will. With it she claimed many lives in the surrounding area. Each drop of blood on her blade was a new experience, each killing blow a new lifetime for her to claim. When the rest of the Thousand Dreams came to learn of her actions, they banded together and confronted Rigolan upon her return to the temple. In the end, amid a courtyard of slain monks, she did come to understand her soul. And it is said that among the many experiences contained in the blade are all those of Rigolan herself. The blade itself is a simple saber with a worn leather grip and an inset ebony hilt. The sword becomes hot to the touch when its wielder's foes are vanquished. Ooh. So, yes, 20% of grazes are converted to hits. But that's also healing me. And it's greater accuracy. So if I were to equip... In fact... What the fuck am I doing? Why am I not using this one? Let's compare it now. Your Sheath in Autumn is also doing more damage. And I'm engaging more enemies. And it's superb. Which is like one of the best weapons you can get, so... Yeah.
Alright then.
So... We've done the bidding of the gods. And we're just going to do a bit more, just to be on the safe side. Just make sure a few more souls make it to the wheel.
Brave Dalfila.
What is it?
As you As you wish.
So yeah, so we are actually rapidly approaching the end of the game now, just by having this quest done.
Brave thou do not believe.
Lava beyond.
Brave thou Thela. I'll give it a try. As request, at least.
Hello, someone's leveled up. Well, Gina, about time. Nah, let's keep you that way. But down to enemy temper. Yeah. To one ally. Closest ally. Okay, abjuration. A summoned creature below or equal to the paladin's level. Wow, I like that. Sacred immolation. Self-immolates. They take a small amount of raw damage, but they take burn damage. So she takes 5 damage, but enemies around her take 21 burn damage. Versus reflex. Sacred immolation I'm gonna go for. That sounds fun. Yeah. She does 5 damage to herself, but enemies take 21. And allies also receive 10 endurance. You can set yourself on fire for the benefit of your friends. Only in Pillars of Eternity, right? Oh, I'm at 5 phrases. Quickly, summon a Drake. Look at that, just go. Look at it, 268 endurance as well. That's really good.
Yes.
I see something.
So much for you. As you wish.
I will say, I do love the like Obsidian do like really good blood effects. And that's like no different here. Are we in combat?
Kill them all!
Look at this. Oh, I thought you were funny. Seems to be two difficulties in this game. Total arse kicking and total arse kicked. Keep a word. I've heard the screams of the others that smell the blood in the air. You remember that the ethnic knowledge should perish alongside a millennium of sacrifices. You're doing. Come to finish now, blind woman. Or do you have other business? Yeah, blood sense. This is the raw bloody heart of Air Glenforth, where some come to give their essence back to their people, where others seek a noble escape from their trials. I guess the builders to the tribes is not merely Adrian Stone, but a sense of community. It is here that Glenfarthans have come to sacrifice what is their most precious, even their own lives, to preserve it. Something else? What do you do here? I still maintain certain guards for the preservation of our order. I perform some of our ritual sacrifices. How do these sacrifices work? Like any worthwhile ritual, it's too complex to explain in detail. It involves clotting the supplicant's essence, binding it to the life's blood, and drawing it out of into a container or vessel. Let's see what we have for sale. Oh, that wall paint's good. I want to buy. I'll buy a couple of bottles. I'll leave you alone.
Keeping an eye out.
Yeah. Nice lady. Oh yeah, it's all the anima. Yeah, like Thread of Thunder, if you remember that from World of Warcraft. And like the anima stuff. That was just incredible to look at. Fire sacrifice. Any survivors? Yes. So it seems as though there's a lot of critical hits. Because people are just exploding on death. That's good. If I actually want to check my character's stats real quick. So Rodney is 96% accurate, 94% accurate. His concentration's really good as well. His accuracy isn't great, but his defenses are sky high. There's no way anything's getting through that. Kana, his accuracy isn't great, but I think he is using a blunderbuss. His defenses are moderate. Your defense is quite high, your accuracy is amazing, 98%. Really high defense, and will defense is through the roof. 100, so nothing's getting through there. 72, and not very good defense. But I need Airleth to be a quick caster. I need to get spells out one after the other. Otherwise, it doesn't work. I'm sick of sniffing after blow my nose. Okay, so we've basically done our god's task now. I have the screens too from the blood sounds. Yeah. I bet you did. What's our reputation with the Ethic Nolan? Scoundrel. Or extremely bad. Oh, we're only a scoundrel though. Not a terror. House to Aminal. That reminds me I'll have to go and kill them. Clear them out for some XP. They hate me. I hate them. And, yeah. They organise crime. Don't need them. Don't need them in the city anymore. Let's now talk to Brath. Squinting into the distance, you see a short, pale figure waiting for you. At first, you think it's another vision of the Archer of Dresden, but then you notice the figure's skeletal frame and Richter's grin. He stands in front of another skull gate. By the way, leads down, not onward. He beckons for you to approach. That must be the Usher. Behind you is a woman, her skin milk pale against the black hair. She wears a suit of armour so dark, it seems to suck the light from the stars. The road winds up the mountain behind her. Yes, the Usher. The pale knight, the pallid knight rather, is behind me.
A toll, traveler.
And the pallid knight. I prefer the avatar of the pallid knight. You drop a few coppers into her hand and she closes her hand around the fist around the coins. You instantly feel a small weight added to your purse. The lord of this road demands a toll of all, but he lends generously, that all might travel his road again. Behind her the Usher grins his lipless smile and waits. The road bores into the mountain, and you find yourself in a gigantic cavern. The ceiling curves up and away, it's dotted with moisture. At this distance, the shining beads, like stars, cluttered and scattered in constellations. The Usher and the pallid knight lead you up to a trail, carved into the edge of the cavern. Two identical cave mouths wait up ahead, and you follow the Usher to one of them. Standing at the edge and gazing down, you see an endless, ever-changing plain bisected by a road. Only then do you realize that you are no longer on the road. As you follow the road to the point where it disappears below you, you realize that you're standing in one of the eye sockets of a massive skull. The Usher points to the road. Archer of Dresden appears below you. He's just as you remembered him, stern and smooth-skinned, yet with each step along the road he grows, swelling with blood and essence. His heavy steps become slower and slower until he stops altogether. His distended body fills with the path completely.
You met a dwarf traveling this road. What did you do?
He lived on the blood of the others I saw just as done. He lived the many centuries I brought in death. Belenard's flesh is taut against the skull. She nods once, barely dipping her chin.
And every death begins in a new life.
As Reston's swollen body ruptures, the effect is like a dam bursting. Ghostly figures as hazy and indistinct as wisps of smoke continue the cleared path. Some tumble and rush along while others amble and drift, but all continue forward. The Usher directs your attention to another figure moving down the path. This time you see Io Veterona, as she follows the road, her movements becoming slow and erratic. Her legs creak with each step, with her feet growing long, thick roots that burrow into the ground. She finally stops, rooted in place.
You found a tree that had lived for centuries. Its roots were deep, and its boughs sheltered many. Why did you cut it down?
I'm tired of the tree's endless riddles. It was a parasite. So even the game agrees with me. It was a parasite. While its branches sheltered others, its roots took them dry.
All draw their life's energy from the deaths of others. This is why all must remain part of the cycle of death and rebirth. No creature may be a closed loop unto itself.
Which was the problem with the Ovates. They had others. They basically, like, both of these characters, what they did was they just found ways to prolong their lives. In the instance of the dwarf that we've just slain, it was sacrificing others to keep others going. In the case of the Ovate, it was, again, doing other things to manipulate their own life energy and keep themselves alive. Verona's body petrifies below, and the shimmering leaves of her hair blow down the path. You seek another who has lived his life on the brink of the cycle. He sits on the inside of the wheel, observing its revolutions. With each life he is plucked from the stream and returned to it intact. Why do you hunt, Thaos? Francis, nope. Revenge, nope. I seek a resolution. In confronting him, I'll put a life and end to the pain he's caused me. And others. Where's that option?
You seek always the practical, straightforward answer. But the only resolution is a clean slate. An end that leads to a new beginning.
Stoic 3, nice. Baratho recognizes that. Thaos serves Boudica if she desires an escape from her own cycle. Power without decline. Thaos has removed thousands of souls from the cycle so that their essence might empower her. You must stop him, and you must return them to the cycle. What end would it serve to send the souls back into the cycle? Attending to these souls is a question of stability, Watcher, of maintaining the natural order of the world and the ebb and flow of essence. Couldn't they return to Hollowborn? As battered burden things. Do you mix soured wine with fresh? I mean, sometimes if I've got a flat can of pop, a glass of pop, and I've got a fresh can, I'll pour the fresh can into Sparkle the other, so... Yeah? You fucking dickhead. If Thaos has meddled with these souls, perhaps it would be better to destroy them. Oh, no, don't say that. Cycles are changeless and monotonous. No. What's wrong with Woodisaga's seizing this power? The cycle of Kith is a thing of balance. Likewise, is the cycle of gods. We rise and fall in the favour of mortals, only to fall and rise again. Boudica seeks the power to place herself outside the cycle. She will root herself and grow to the detriment of others. The usher silently gestures to the road where a broken tree and a husk of flesh are still visible. If they are suspended with these souls, perhaps it would be better to destroy them. The cycle is medicineless, but it is not wasteless. Time and the endless procession of rebirths eventually grind souls into dust. But until then, they must pass from the world and return to it. Their continuing movement advances the cycle itself. Cycles are changeless and monotonous. Surely it's a better alternative. The illusion of revolution? It is merely part of another cycle, and a painful one. True change has structure, geometry. It is the product of cycles within cycles, 1,000 gears spinning and moving the universe by degrees. I think I understand what you're telling me. I only show you the motion of the universe, Watcher. Why does Boudica need Thaos' help, and why do you need mine for that matter? The gods guide souls through the cycle of death and rebirth. Petiora is the domain of mortals. We stand aside, weights and counterweights. Were one to alter the tides of Kith, all would follow. We would tip this world from its axis. That is why Boudica directs some mortal to do her bidding, and why any who would stop Thaos must be mortal as well. I don't see what's this got to do with me. Thaos built a dam to divert water from a stream. The flow of thousands of souls will shape the world you live in, Watcher. It will also shape the world your soul returns to in its next lives. So instead of the souls going into the bodies of children, it's going into the into Boudica. There's a meme out there, like a political cartoon that's sort of been like memeified so much. Basically, it's like a pipe and a tap on the end, or a faucet on the end, and the pipe is burst, and it's filling the sky full of water. And it's like, I don't know, corporations and the water's tax, sort of, and like public spending. And there's a child, like an emaciated child at the tap, waiting, like trying to just catch the water in his tongue, whatever, like just trying to get hold of a cup of water to the bowl. A cup of water to the tap that's dripping because there's a little bit of water coming out, but this pipe has burst and it's feeding someone else. That's Thaos, basically. Thaos is sucking up all the souls to give to Boudica. Meanwhile, there's plenty of children out there who don't have souls. So, and if we die, what happens to our soul? If that's actually a good point, why is it that when you die in this game, I suppose it's something else entirely. Well, no, take that back. Because obviously if you die, well, your soul just can't go back to the wheel, so it can't come back as a new person or whatever. Planescape Torment, funnily enough, is one of the first games to ask, if not the first game to ask, you can't die, and why does that matter? You know, because a lot of games and Failure States are all about, well, you can't die. In Planescape, what happens if you die? Well, you come back, and things change. And it's really fucking worrying, you know? It's not all that it's cracked up to be. I'm just going to Sunny Shadow now.
No mortal can survive the descent into the pit. But there are souls on the Burial Isle that are pledged to me. I will grant them to you, and they shall bear you down safely, as well as light the way beyond.
A multitude appears at the other end of the road, raising their voices and kicking up dust as they make their way towards you. Return them to the cycle, Watcher. Promise that you will, and I shall give you the power befitting a champion of breath. Fellow Knight raises a finger. Accept my favour, however, and I would demand this decision as your due. I collect from all mortals in time. I promise to return the souls to the cycle. Well, this seems fair. So be it, Watcher. Do not forget your promise. The usher reaches out and places a bony hand on your forehead. This touch overwhelms you as you feel yourself expand. Blinded, you reach out only to find another hand of the same size as yours and shape as yours, grasp reaching back. Rodney was granted Barath's boon. At last you open your eyes again, you are standing in Thaos filled with Barath's power. Oh. So what is Barath's boon? 5 defense against paralyzed, petrified, and I get +1 resolve. Ooh, there. Right. Hi there. Oh, okay. Throw a rock at the sparrow. Oh no. Whistle to the bird. To be honest, I can't really stand birds. Yeah, just gonna skip this if you want to read it. Haley is not my god. Look there, the marshal of feathers. You're in the court of birds. And there stands a sky
You
mother.
journeyed to my temple and found the dragon. Yet instead of driving it off, you allowed it to stay. The songs of my faithful will never again fill the nest. And the beast and her young will slaughter many to feed their hunger.
The dragon saw shelter for her young. Are you not also the goddess of motherhood?
And even in a creature so fierce, you find tenderness. Your long journey has revealed a compassionate and generous heart, Watcher. There is something else I would ask of you.
I do know that Thaos Arcanon has gone to Sun and Shadow to strengthen Boudica and the Oceans of Souls.
Then you have earned the favor of another. But stopping Thaos will not heal the Deerwood. You must guide the trapped souls back to the bodies they were stolen from. Hollow-born children whose eyes have never seen the sun.
I'm not sure it would be possible to truly undo the harm. Yeah, so...
When you reach the Burial Isle, you will find souls there that I have granted reprieve for their sins. I give these to you, for only they can bear you to safety on your journey down. And when you face Thaos and the rotting fruits of his endeavors, remember the conversation we have had. In that moment, you will have power rivaling a god's. And after it, you will live in the world that you have chosen. Choose Restoration, Watcher. Return the souls to the bodies they were stolen from. Swear to me that you will do this, and I shall give you power to make even Woodica quake. I can be merciful and terrible, Watcher.
Wait! I'm not done with you.
Please forgive Pelaginius. I'm gonna say nothing.
It's not often that any of our kind get the chance to speak to their... What should I call you? My mother? Father? Those words seem to fall short and yet be...
This is actually a really good point. I'm sorry, I was talking over you. Where was the dialogue for my godlike to talk to Barath? Where was the dialogue to refer to me as a priest rather than a watcher? Is it in my pocket? No. Is it in this packet of cookies? No. Is it in this glass? No. Is it behind the PC? No. You know where it is? It's not in the fucking game. You are angry with me.
What did you expect? Should I be happy? To be like this? To live like this? What kind of creator does this to her creation and abandons it in a world this cruel?
And should I have plucked you from your home, wrapped you up in my wings, and brought you to a nest like this one? Some tranquil and harmonious place far from the war chants and battle dances you love so well. Tell me what you want.
All I've ever wanted from any of your kind is to take some responsibility. Any responsibility for what you've done. To us. To every one of the children you've abandoned.
Where was this for my character? You are a song of ferocity, and one I love well. I hear your fury and rage, and it is music. You're ignoring the fucking point. Your prowess and valor will leave a trail like a tapestry upon the world. I will not dampen your song with the comfort of my wings. And that's your decision to make, is it?
What does that mean? Come back here!
I'm sorry you didn't get the answer. You deserve better.
We all deserve better.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. Galloway, fuck him. Rumagard. Rumagard. I got a neck piece, mind lance. Nice. That's good. Great. I'll let you read that if you want to. Oh, actually, that sounded really cool. I'm just going to save the screenshots for that. I'll read it later. Because that twist, upon return to Canada as Zoa, never realised the Anafath had never asked for Nin's finger to be returned. Oh! Yeah, so, have I been given highlight spoon? No. God for that. So we've got Barath spoon. So you can take all the blessings of gods and piss them all off, but I'm not going to. What am I doing now? So we're just going to turn some souls. I think the next parts we will be doing the White March, part 2. I wonder if you can actually just complete the game tonight. And then do the DLC
Your
afterwards.
father sold you to the Brotherhood?
Now, the Republic's
Stop
my
right
children.
there.
That's an interesting way of looking at it.
You're in the wrong city, Inquisitor. Did you think you wouldn't be recognized here in your old home? I've seen your trials with my own eyes.
Okay. I have seen you light pyres with good people tied to them. No. I've seen you light pyres with good people tied to them. People I know many a year. They deserve your confession.
Thaos, what are you doing?
Portraits, okay. Startled, the soldier releases you immediately and turns to face the speaker. A woman in plain wool tunic, fully her head shorter than he, but somehow seeming to tower over him. You've seen this woman's face before, but from afar, blooded and burned as she lay stretched across an iron wheel. At the moment, it is only matter of concern.
An assassin sent by the Inquisition, my lady, daring to approach our camp.
Okay, if he is so poor an assassin as to approach now in garden daylight, I should have nothing to fear. But hear what this man has to say. She stares him down till she can no longer face him. He turns away, sour-faced, watching you through sidelong glances. His nose white around the pommel of his sword. Do I?
Do I know you?
Grand Thaos Inquisitor Thaos Exarchanon dispatched me here to spot. Ah, things as desperate as that over there? I'd never have known. Hope your next assignment is more stimulating. Listening to my lectures is still worth for a spy. I do remember you. It was years ago when I was a missionary, before all this. Hard to mention those days now, isn't it? But I wouldn't give. Few of my followers are actually from these parts. The soldiers were mostly conscripted from the countryside. It's a welcome thought to have someone around who knew Cretum in better days. I'd like for you to stay.
I'd like for you to stay here in our camp as my guest.
My lady Ivara, I beg of you. This is an Inquisitor. This is a desperate attempt on your life. The only way it can succeed is if you allow it to.
This is a missionary, same as I was. Taught the wrong things as I was. If I can't have faith in one man's ability to reason, once he knows the truth, what hope do we have?
My lady, he admits being a spy.
That should make him less of a threat, wouldn't you agree? I have nothing to hide. All I see here is an opportunity to persuade someone who could help us. We have many former missionaries here. They are our most loyal, our most helpful. Many have died for us. These are not people we should be turning away. And if the Inquisition wants my life, they can have it. But they know as well as I do that my cause will not die with me. Come. We have much to talk about.
So visions of the past. I would like to see a Political Tendency game that does look at like the old wars. Yeah. Like I wouldn't say no to like even like a Total War Warhammer style game, you know, strategy game that goes on like the War of the the War of the Stones, the Broken broken stone wall, the, you know, War of the Black Trees, that sort of thing. Yeah. It's all War Saga. Eora. You know? I could dig that. So Hailey actually seems fine with Dragon being there. Right, let's go to this Burial Isle. Ain't that gorgeous artwork? I mean, it's all gorgeous.
This does look like Thaos' kind of place.
I remember when I was a girl, and the missionaries came and told us about the gods. They said we could see them in the stars. I remember when I heard that, I snuck out at night and climbed the watchtower in the old fort because I wanted to see them better. That fort burned down a few years ago when we cast the missionaries out. It was the missionaries who set fire to it. They didn't want us to be able to use it. Shame. There was history in that fort.
I thought it outlived its use, so it was a false sense of security. It was that. For as much as for me, as much as anyone. Seeing it burn, it made me think. This is your home as much as it is mine. Do you worry about it? Our being here puts crew to more risk. I wish I could say I thought otherwise, but hearing it someone else say it helps settle some things in my mind. I
I miscalculated many things since this began. I'm relieved you weren't one of them. It's a good thing we didn't hang you. I always knew this path would have consequences, but I never wanted to see Kratom suffer on my behalf. I don't think I can stay here any longer. I am told the Inquisition is gathering an army, that they have sent messengers to bargain with rulers from distant lands. Kratom is not built to withstand a siege. If war is coming, I should be doing what Thaos is doing. I will need allies. Allies in a stronghold that can resist an invading army.
We thought about Oceanios?
Oceanus. They have held off many would-be invaders, and their king has no love of the Inquisition's faith. I wonder, would he listen?
It's a friendly place. So there is fog of war. We need to traverse it. I wonder if we can beat this. I wonder if we can do that tonight. Because we are basically in the home stretch now. There is not much left here. Quick.
Brave thou
I love the noises they make as well. The Foley artists behind this must have had the right time. What's that door? Locked passage. Okay, let's not do that just yet. I'm gonna suck up some more souls. Take that shade wasting no time. Oh shit, right, a second. There we are, right. More for save from paralysis.
What is it? What is it?
That reminds me, I just need to check something real quick. Hey, look, the ogre more. Arcane Reflection is good. Petrify, no. Death the Ring. Destroys those with low endurance. What have we got here? Unconscious. We're not really using that, so what can we replace it with? Malignant Cloud. Yep, absolutely, that's fine. Magnum by imprints. Hmm. Leviora. What else we got here? Express vulnerabilities. Oh, that's good. I can down. I've got some good spells here. Any other spells I can learn? All those. Yep, okay, good.
Well?
Let's play the White Forge. Okay, the famed White Forge of Durgan's battery produced some of the greatest known weapons and pieces of armor in the Eastern Reach. The White Forge's dwarves carefully guarded the secrets techniques they used to craft Durgan's steel, legendary for its strength, flexibility, and ability to hold a sharp edge. When Durgan's battery was overrun by an unknown force, the fires of the White Forge went dark, and the secrets of Durgan's steel died with its smiths. The owner of this sword was an Orlan from the Twin Elms, who claimed he had found a naked blade near the skeleton of a dwarf in the foothills near Stalwart. Many were skeptical of his claims, but it was Durgan's Steelblade who bore the maker's mark of the White Forge. The Orlan had artisans from the Fisher Crane tribe create a guard, grip, and pommel to dress the blade, resulting in its unusual appearance. The proud owner's luck did not last long. He went missing somewhere near Elmshore shortly after receiving his finished sword, and he believes that he had either been killed for his prize, but neither he nor his weapon was seen ever again. Huh. Okay. 20% attack speed. It's such a shame everyone's got soul-bound weapons.
Hey.
But you haven't got a soul-bound sword yet, have you? Or a shield. That'd be cool. Might be too late to find one, but alas. Where was this sword? It's called the Last Sword, wasn't it? The Last Sword or something or other. That's really good. It's really good. But I have to actually get. I might have to actually equip our other friend, Pelagina. What does that spear do again? 1725, not bad. Is it got in my bag? It's gone somewhere. I don't know. Nice sword anyway.
All right,
Oh,
then.
we didn't take it, that's why.
What is it?
Okay, dokie, let's compare it. Let's play the White Forge. So, no, I can't justify trading it. It's good. It's very good,
As
but
you wish.
I can't use it. In fact, I might look for a soulbound sword ready before we go into the White March. If there is one. Are these actually improving my ability? No. Inquisition. Grotto of Echoes, passage. Let's see where we go now. Yeah, if we can face Thaos, I'll do that, but then I'll, you know, do the White March, reload the save. Yep, we're in Act 3. So yeah, so like, fight Thaos, do the White March. That's pretty much it. Because it's one of those games that like, once you do the ending, that's it. So we can see the ending. Sorry, I just had to do it. I took that ability. I'm gonna get the rest out of it. What's that I've just picked up? Okay.
As you wish.
Ah, I gotta go that way first, okay. Yeah, we're recovering most of the island now, I think. One thing I want to do is I would like to do a video just recapping this game, but I might say that for my other channel. I know it's weird having people go to the other channel, but yeah, so I just do more role playing stuff there, and I feel like I could probably have a better discussion there than this one. Hello. What if this is the pit that they're referring to?
Another turn, Inquisitor.
This is it. This is where they throw people at the bottom of the pit, and it imprisons their souls at the bottom. So Iovara was tortured.
I ask again, Iovara ix Encios, do you confess to these heresies of which you stand accused? Do you confess to apostasy?
I confess to renouncing a mistake.
Do you confess to conspiracy against the one true faith?
I confess to opening minds.
Do you confess to false prophecy?
I confess to following a false prophet.
Indeed. And where might we find this heretic?
He wears the robes of a Grand Inquisitor.
Hello.
You have no followers here, heretic. Your lies hold no sway in the court of the penitents.
Only my truth, then.
Another turn.
No! Wait! Wait! I'm ready. I'm ready.
You are ready to give a confession?
I'm ready to hear one from you.
Ash shakes his head and points at the Inquisitor. On the scraping grind of the rusted gear that go in your mind as the apparitions fade away. This is the pit.
If this doesn't inspire faith in the gods, I don't know what will.
The pit. Oh, good. There goes. A great pit lies in the shadow of the statue of Boudica. No light from the bottom of the surface reaches the bottom of the bottom. But even so, you catch flickers of ghost glow at the depths. The wind from the pit buffets you. It isn't cold, but it raises goose flesh along your arms. The wind carries a whisper, low and sibilant. As you look into the pit, souls gather around you. They encase you in a cloud of essence which swirls around your body. Let you consider your next move. Jump into the pit. You jump, singing the promises of the gods and the power of the souls to bear you safely down. The sudden drop takes your breath away, but the souls catch you, encasing a shining, throbbing aura. But while they slow your descent, you can still feel that you're falling faster than you should. The essence flowing around you is strong and chaotic. You find yourself drifting toward the wall. Nearby, Kana dies. Nearby, Kana drifts downward at a rapid pace, carried by another glowing stream of souls. Why did I ever agree to this? kind of flails outwards briefly. Instead, it's holding his arms out for balance. It's hard to keep. Rodney, look out! The wall! Take control of the source to guide yourself to safety. Concentrating your focus on the essence around you and knit it together in your mind. When a jumble of souls becomes a single entity, coordinated and purposeful, it steers you to safety at the center of the pit. You manage to spread your arms and legs into an sitting up position and rate of your descent. You start to feel more comfortable until you notice that Kana is still falling too fast. Kana plummets, flailing out of control. You could attempt to rescue, but the ground is approaching fast. It will take a feat of speed and agility to avoid injury. Resolve 18. Command the souls holding your companion. Your soul reaches towards the turbulent essence surrounding Kana. Though your incredible force of will, you are able to organize and bolster the lost souls enough to slow your companion's fall. Kana reaches the bottom with a gentle thump. It's the court of penitence. Millennia-old stones safely under your feet. Your party is considered high level for Act 4. If you like, the critical path can be increased. It can be christened over, there could be more of a challenge. The rewards will be the same. Let's have a look. Critical. No. Standard. I'm staying right where I am. Thanks, game.
After what seems like an eternity, your rapid descent comes to an abrupt end. You remain still for a moment while your heart settles and your eyes adjust, breathing in stale, forgotten air. Before you, a narrow and eroded walkway becomes faintly visible in the dim light, cutting a winding path through a cavern so expansive it seems a world unto itself. In the distance, you can make out the cold gleam of living Adra veins that spike and fork in and out of view from the murky depths beneath. Their glow a faint and fleeting guide along the ancient trail. You look above at the opening you jumped through, now barely a speck of light like some distant star alone in the cosmos and forever out of reach. Your only way lies ahead.
Well, that went better than I expected. I'll see what I can find.
Dislocated my... That's better.
Everyone all right? No shattered knees? Good. Just me, then.
That was bracing.
So here we are. Act 4. We've made it to the bottom of the pit where so many of the Inquisition's victims had fallen, and it turns out the spikes here, which seems a bit pointless, really.
Let's see what lies this way.
And now the vengeful spirits. Are here.
Well?
The Greenstone Staff? Hey, okay. Kill 5 animats or 25 enemies. There's Aloth's thing.
Of course.
Those essence pulse on the ball itself moves through it. I love the lighting for it. Look at that. Ain't it gorgeous? You can't access the stronghold here.
What's
Oh.
this? Brave thou be lost.
Okay, so it's bound to me, so I need to take 200 damage for the next level. I get Flame Shield when hit by a critical hit. Nice.
Hello? Hello?
What is it?
Ready, Watcher.
Who the fucking what is? Although I don't see much point because I thought they will be going back up. Yeah. So yeah, so if we do beat Thaos in this part, we can do the White March afterwards. And then I'll do the ending on my own.
I shall be discreet.
Ah, someone else there. Right. Shall we rest? Let's rest.
Do you think a single man might change the course of destiny?
If you had the will and the means? That means that there's a sticking point, isn't it? There are people, yourself included, who seem to change the world around them just by passing through it. And then there are those who maneuver and scheme, pulling the strings from the shadows, by that method topple dukes. Causing chaos is one thing, it's another to provoke lasting change. I suppose you're right. In this case, time will tell. We'll have to see what the lessons Defiance Bay draws from its ordeal. Not my things, it's just a benevolent, stoic, diplomatic, rational, honest. I think that's the highest they can go. Four. I don't think they can go any higher than 4. There's no way that I've only done diplomatic options 4 times. You know? I do like that the dispositions are coming up and it does build a reputation. I think that's good. I think it's a good idea. I think it's one of the best ideas that Pillars has. Oh, for Christ. Uvara. A column of Ardra rises above you, stoic and silent, its ridged layers a measuring stick for the passing of ages. Feels to you as a thick block of ice, and you perceive buried deep beneath its core a dim, thick, flickering flame. All but extinguished, yet preserved against the ravages of the elements. As you approach, the flame ceases to steady and draw strength, and the layer separating from it when you melt away, and you are bathed in its glow. A bright beacon in the gloom. The glow seems to fade, as though you adjusted its intensity. Where it was, Iovara seeps into existence, an idyllic shade hovering above the moist prison floor. Though ageless it appears, she appears somehow different to you now. A slight stoop to her carriage, perhaps. A trace of sunkenness in her eyes. There is a broad scar across her face, fibrous and wormy where the flames once lapped, unhealed even in death.
You've come back. I had thought to have set you on the right path ages ago. Or did I merely fail a second?
She's got a burns here.
You are so different now from who you were then. Yet much remains the same. Old troubles with a new face.
I'm here to free you.
What is it that has brought you here? A gallant gesture, if a bit misguided. And yet I suspect there is more to this than you have said. I can only guess your presence here has something to do with Thaos. The energy of this place changes when he is near. I don't know what he has done, but I do know of the souls that pass through here now. They do not come by choice.
Thaos diverted them from the cycle. He seeks to empower Boudica and to blame Animancy for the damage he's caused.
After all this time, he would still stand against the tide.
You knew me when Thaos did. There's something I need to know about that time.
I will tell you what I remember.
There's something about that lifetime my soul can't let go of. I need to know what it is, and I'm running out of time. I see moments from that life, of you, of the Inquisition of Thaos.
I can see his influence, still hanging like a weight about your neck. So it always was. He had inspired something.
Yes, I got that.
We spoke of him the last time you were here also.
Yes, I think we've established that.
It was just after the trial. You were agitated. I think because you started to consider that what I was teaching may have been true.
When was that? Yvara's mouth tightens and her brow frowns. Look at pity. Her eyes shift back and forth between each of yours, as if looking for something that would help her decide whether to speak.
That the gods aren't real.
Hoo! So, the heresy. So the whole point of the Inquisition, Thaos, and all the rest of it is not just like, you know, you're an Athasian, I'm a Baratheon, you must die. It's atheism. It's not that, like, God is weak, God is dead, all this sort of stuff. No, it's God doesn't exist. And there you have it. But let's hear what she has to say. Of course not! It all makes sense now.
Huh. I dreaded the idea from the moment the Delimgon suggested it. And yet, it almost feels like a relief. She's not serious.
There's a theory puts my boldest to shame. But we ourselves have seen the god's influence.
That doesn't seem possible.
What I taught was that the gods whose faith we had been spreading were not gods at all, but something else entirely. Something created by people.
Okay, right, Right. So, who created these gods and for what purpose?
They were conceived by Engwyth, a society of high minds and broad concerns. Thaos' people. In their time, every people worshipped its own gods. Sometimes they warred over it. After a few wars of their own, the Engwythans sought an end to it. They devoted all their energy to finding the true creators.
It's a very interesting idea. There is I guess a subsect of thought, a school of thought, the idea that that if there was no religion there would be no war, or there'd be considerably less war. There's also another school of thought where humans are innately religious. Or the religion comes with society and all this sort of thing there. Yeah, so the Engwythans sort of thought, okay, if we can't find the gods, we'll make our own.
Generation after generation, they prodded and worked the stitching of the world and unlocked its secrets. One day, they found an answer. Except the answer was no answer at all. There were no gods to be found. Or if there ever were, they were gone. It shook them, this finding. If they could discover this on their own, how long until others would? How long before war and chaos reigned over a world without consequence? But they had mastered many things in their pursuit of these answers. And with their mastery, they crafted their own gods to fill the void, and sent missionaries to the corners of the world to spread their faith.
you'll notice how there isn't particularly a god of war as such in the Ingwithan pantheon. There's the Magran, the god of fire and trials. There's Abaddon, the god of the forge. There's Galloway, the god of the hunt. There's Barath, the god of the dead. There's Rhymiagand, who's something else entirely. And yet there's no... I think the closest god to, I guess, open revolt is actually Skane, the slave god, the chains god, the broken god. The one who, is the muttered curse against your master. When you become like the embodiment of Skane, you deliver justice onto those who have wreaked havoc upon you. Yeah. But none of the gods are really actually made for war as such. It might be part of their portfolio in a manner of speaking, but none actually hold that as their domain. This is why you started your own faith?
I never thought of it as faith, but I think you are right to call it that. Let the world see. Let them decide what to do. That was my faith. I became a missionary because the gods brought me hope that I wanted to bring to others. For a time, the truth sent me to a dark place. Then the day came when I realized nothing had changed, that I still had a purpose, and the purpose was the same and it was worth living for. I began questioning the other missionaries in public, exposing their parlor tricks. In time, their following became mine.
When did you discover this?
The Angwithan missionaries all knew it, but they never told the rest of us. They meant it to be a secret that died with them, and in the end, they allowed their bloodlines to fade from memory. I had been assigned to join a few of them at a temple. I found the door to their chambers closed, but the room was stone and the door thin. Their voices carried. I heard enough. I investigated the things they spoke of, and everything was there, just as they said it'd be.
I left the order. A few Ingwithans found my words persuasive and genuine cause. They revealed what I did not already know. Okay. That's all good. Okay, is it true what you taught?
You asked me this once before. Nothing I can say would be any proof, and it may be certainty your soul craves. Resolution. But if you are bound for the same place Thaos directs these souls, you will see for yourself, as you once did. Everyone faces this truth at one time or another. Few confront it. Few have the stomach to ask what if. And in avoiding the question, they deny themselves an identity of their own.
Evera scans her audience in silence, her eyes thoughtful, lingering on each member of your company in turn, finding interest in things unseen.
What if all the tragedy, all the persecution, came in defense of an imposter?
She says as she looks to Adia.
That's not... That can't be right. Aethys, he's done miracles for people.
The power of the gods is undeniable. The truth of the story they weave is not. What if you had always been alone, without guidance?
She asks as she talks to Aloth.
Well, as poorly as I've chosen my guides, I suppose it would be a comfort to know that I'm free of them.
The freedom has always been. It was the guidance that was the illusion. If all our common threads are spun from a lie, what's left to bind us together?
For thousands of years, the Angwithan lie clouded our sight. How can we claim there is no other way when we never had the opportunity to discover one? There are answers out there still, in places we've never thought to look.
What if our burdens come to us not because they are meant to be, but because they happen to be?
We fulfill them anyway, because they still matter to the people around us, even if we know better.
What if even mastery over all things cannot answer the most basic of questions?
I stopped asking those questions long ago. It is enough to care for those we love with the time we have in this life.
You feel the weight of Ayavara's translucent eyes upon your soul. But I think we assured of nothing. It is the questions that have been posed have more value than their answers. The fewer people realise it, the better. Yeah. Then all we can do is endure. I don't know. So basically, this is how we decide. What happens if... What do we do with this information? What do people do with this information? Then the only value is in the things we create ourselves. Well, that can also include myths and stories. It's not just tangible, physical things. The music, hymns, gods, that we had best build on our own strength so we can bear it. That's a good one. Yeah. It's like, we have to... Like, this bad thing has happened, now we have to get over it. Now we have to move on. We have to heal. We have to grow. I can respect that. Then only when we cease to exist as beings can peace be found. That's a bit of an existential one. So like, we'll only be satisfied when our souls are all in the ether. No, don't agree with that one entirely. I might have done once upon a time, but no, not so much. Then it is the questions that have always posed more values than their answers. I like that one, that's very philosophical. Then the fewer people who realise that, the better. No. Then all we can do is endure.
And enjoy what we have in this life.
Yes. Doesn't seem like they give us much choice in the matter.
The wheel would seem to grant us little choice in the matter. Yet surely we are capable of more than mere endurance. Surely when the truth is laid bare to all, this suffering can truly be overcome. I ask these things not to trouble you, but to show why they must be confronted. No answer is simple, but somewhere between them all lies a truth so beautiful, not even a god could conceive it. Do we not owe ourselves a chance to find our part in it?
I like games that ask you frequently, what are you going to do next? What's your plan? Your companions ask it all the time. What are you going to do when you see Thaos? Why do you want Thaos? It's really good. It's fantastic. This game asks you frequently. It actually takes me back to Vampire the Masquerade. The most powerful thing that any NPC in that game can tell you is, don't open it. That's it. That's it. It's the one thing that a lot of NPCs will tell you, and they reiterate that point. And it builds a suspense, and they've done a fantastic job in building. Like, Thaos as a character, I'm sure is a very good antagonist. He's just badly written. There's just not enough there to really make me interested in him. But things like this, bigging him up as like, and like trying to make it personal, and they have made an effort to try and make it personal, but only through the companions. Thaos doesn't make enough appearances. In fact, the most we've interacted with really since the very beginning of the game is through his soul, and his being is occupying other people. Yeah, it's yeah, it's strange indeed. Excuse me. So now, do we not allow ourselves a chance to find our part in it? No answer is simple, but somewhere between all the lies, a truth so beautiful not even a god could conceive it. Do not allow ourselves a chance to find a part in it. Even without assurances, there's still truth. No, people need to know that things happen for a reason. If I forget a reason, it's better than none at all. I don't quite understand the question. So I know what it's asking. Like, do you tell people? Do we not owe ourselves a chance to be banned? Right. I ask these things not to trouble you, but to show you why they must be confronted. Okay. No answer is simple, but somewhere between all the lies, a truth. Between them all lies a truth so beautiful, not even a god can conceive it. Do we not owe ourselves a chance to find our part in it? No. People need to know that things happen for a reason. A fabricated reason is better than none at all. I'm gonna say number 2.
That is the thinking that has shaped the world, for better or worse. I've been alone here with my thoughts for so long now. I've found peace with my failures, and with my punishment. I no longer curse fate for what might have been. But there is one thing that has clawed and scraped at my mind all these years. One thing that will not be put to rest until I know. Until I understand. I need to know why you chose to remain with the Inquisition, even after you'd learned the truth. Do you remember?
Why is that cruel? Sorry, there are no assurances. I don't know. My character doesn't know. The origin, I just did it. I was afraid of what Thaos might do. Yeah. I want to place the gods, that's that. Seems to be a threat to what I believe. I was afraid of what Thaos might do to me, but I didn't agree to it.
Woodica gifted him a great many things, but his ability to manipulate was always his own. Good. Good. The things I taught, the things I believed, I needed to hear that. I needed to know it wasn't because...
Because I do. Because of everything it's still rather. If that is the conclusion people reach once they know everything, then my purpose has been a mistake. So much to you.
We knew little of each other before you arrived at my camp. You might have been anybody, which is why your choice meant everything. You had heard both sides, seen everything. If not you, then who?
You were never going to be able to convince everyone of anything. True or not, there will always be dissent. That's the problem.
I expected dissent, but I needed to know that true faith would prevail. Perhaps I've been wrong to place so much importance on one person's actions. It was all I could do to feel like there was an answer. Even knowing what you've told me, some part of me knows it doesn't truly answer what I wished to know, nor will an eternity of silent contemplation. I will have only my guesses and suspicions, and that will have to do. And what of your understanding of our past? Are you at ease with the choice you made?
See, pretty much that flashback outside of the bit. The last time we saw this thing, basically this conversation and that one are the most defining ones out of all your interactions with these two. With this, the Yavara, you don't interact with her very much. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm qualified enough to say. I go right to do. I wish for your forgiveness. It wasn't me who made the choice. I made the responsibility. I'm gonna go with this one. It sounds less cruel.
You have always had my forgiveness, no matter your reason. There are circumstances behind that reason we all share. Knowing that, it is difficult to hold spite in one's heart. At first I thought this might be the source of your soul's anguish, but now I see I was mistaken. You are not divided on this matter. You have put it behind you. It is with Thaos that your agony lies, in sun and shadow. Your questions are not for me, but for him. And it may be that only an answer from the mouth of Thaos himself will satisfy your needs. Yet if there is anything I can tell you that would be of use, ask and you shall know.
Are you bound here until the end of time?
In a matter of speaking. This is Braeth Yamen. Souls are confined here until they repent. They must beg the forgiveness of a god, pledge their soul to them, and they will be lifted from this place to the world above. In truth, they receive leniency, but not true mercy. The spite of Woodica is eternal. They linger above, at the site of the old court, and are not permitted to leave the island, forever severed from the cycle. This prison was full once in the days of the Inquisition, but time weathers all things, even will. I'm the only tenant who remains.
Well, besides the ones that I've just absorbed here, and all the shades and the spirits.
As it was in the beginning. You have brought many of them here. They cry out for the judgment of Thaos. You have struck some bargain with the gods, then?
Yeah, the gods aid me because they want Thaos destroyed. I have them no doubt. Yeah, the gods with I'm using the gods to feather my own, so that sounds a bit bad. The other gods aim because they want Thaos destroyed. I own them, no doubt. I mean, my faith, like... Has my character's faith been shaken enough by this revelation that I go with one or the other? But no, I'm actually going to go with the gods aid me because they want Thaos destroyed. I have no doubt.
They aid you because they would bend you to their own purposes. Engwith built gods from ideals, and an ideal on its own is a grotesque and vicious thing. But these souls, these forgiven the gods have bequeathed you like chattel. They were loyal followers in life. They will be with you to the very end.
Why don't you repent? You'd be free of this place.
Last time someone asked me that, I was bound to an iron wheel with a broken spine. There are many things I've come to doubt about the choices I made in life. But that trial was my one moment of certainty, even without a chorus of gods to tell me I had been right. The gods need to be reminded that we have a spirit, and that spirit is proof against their power. They have the power to manipulate and confuse and ruin us, but not to change our will. I will remain here until the world crumbles and fades from existence, with joy in my heart, knowing I've shown them what they truly are.
Place on the shadow, what is it? I could tell you what I believe, but again, it would be no proof. I have only what I have seen, and what others have told me about it. There is only one man who can tell you now, who knows it to a certainty. And you shall face him soon enough. I will leave you to see it for yourself. Make your own judgments. Better for your soul, that way, I think. How is it you speak Arderan? I speak no language now, but the wordless expressions of the spirit is through my connection to you that I am able to draw upon your words and form them as my own. Do you know what it is I need from Thaos?
I could not say for sure. But you have been to Sun and Shadow before, and it came at a crossroads in your life, when much of what you knew had been upended. I have to believe it will come to you there. Your concerns then were of loyalty and trust and the gods. Everything I told you seemed to send you further into doubt. His words mattered to you when you knew him then. After you and I spoke, you went immediately to seek him out. Perhaps you simply sought confirmation from the man you trusted. If something from that time still troubles you, it may be something he told you then, or refused to tell you. He keeps secrets better than any in this world.
It's Thaos Denolis.
He cares only for the secret he keeps locked away. He destroys anyone who might discover it, no matter their chances. That's why he's always favored Woodica. It isn't in her love of promises or justice. It's her disregard for the rules. Her willingness to do what is necessary. To Thaos, she's not a deity, but an ally with which to conspire. When her power waxes, she does as she pleases with this realm, as well as hers. And she wants that secret guarded as much as he. If Thaos succeeds, there will be a shift in the balance of power among the gods. Woodica was vanquished once, when the other gods decided she had gone too far, and her power diminished. With this infusion, there is no telling what she will do. The only certainty is that there will be chaos in their realm, as well as ours.
How can I get Thaos to tell me what I need to know?
You will not find a more resolute being on all of Eora. There is no offer you could make, nor spell you could cast, nor pain you could inflict that would make him reveal what he hides. But I see you have become a watcher in this life. Perhaps in defeat, when he can no longer defend himself, you might learn something from him.
It's time for me to go.
Thaos will not wait for you. If you do not catch up to him now, you may never find him again.
The gods have given me the souls of their forgiven. If you repent, you could join with them. And we strike the final blow against chaos. Your defiance here is an illusion. You're a slave to the gods, bound to their rules, stuck in their system. Your continued existence is proof of the gods' dominion all over us. Yep. If you repent, you could join them. Or destroy the final blow against chaos.
If I repent, all I have done has meant nothing.
Your defiance is an illusion. Yeah, there's a bond now. You're tied to this one's spirit and you can feel a measure of control over it. As though you were its shepherd. I can disintegrate your soul. You cease to exist. Then I would be no different to all the souls the gods have broken in this place. I don't wish to stop fighting them. The ultimate commitment to making your point is to sacrifice your own existence. As long as you are here, the gods know the value. No, the gods, you know. The gods know you value the life they gave you. You're powerless as the prisoner. Only when you free yourself from their control will you have... Yeah, I'll sit too. For a long time, you're powerless as nothing. You can get her now as she stares off. The fatigue is unmistakable, as though her life had been some dream from long ago, and her imprisonment in a day without end. Perhaps you're right. Perhaps there's a way to win this on my terms.
Your soul deserves an end to its suffering. I'm sorry I wasn't able to grant it myself. May it come to you swiftly. I suppose I have waited long enough, and I do not wish to delay you any further. Come, let's be done with this once and for all. I am ready.
Disintegrate Eovara's soul. In your mind's eye, Eovara's soul becomes a doll of parchment. Your focus flies toward the doll in waves of sparks that gather in the clusters at its feet. Push harder and the sparks engorge, dancing upward as flames that climb the base of the doll, curling it, peeling back the woven fibers and turning them a luminescent orange before fading to purest black. The doll seems to hang there a moment, as the last of the parchment is consumed by the last flame, leaving only a few tenuously connected strands to hold it together its shape, like some intricate work of lace. Eovara tips her head up slightly to you, and with the last strands give way, coming apart as particles of ash that scatter, carried on in some invisible breeze and nothing beyond. She is gone. So, we freed her. And, denied the gods a victory. I should, I suppose she is owed a soul, breath is owed to soul, but then breath isn't real. So
So, it's true. The gods are a sham that people have followed for thousands of years.
no one wants to talk. I'm sorry, I don't know how long that's been paused for. How long has that been paused for? Not too long. If I watch this back, okay. So, I don't know how long that's been paused for. We're in the final stretch of the game. We are in the Boreal Isle. We've learnt the gods aren't real. Yeah, big shock. We're gonna kill Thaos in the next room. Yeah, I'm really worried that that's paused everything. If I've lost, I mean, I'll tell you what, depending on how much progress we've lost, if any, I can always do this bit again at the final part of the White March. Because what I need to do is I need to do the White March, then, yeah, do the ending again anyway. Because once you kill Thaos, that's it, it's game over. So yeah, you can't, the only thing you can do is load an old save. You don't get to play in the world that has been chipped. And, yeah.
If you give me any more gifts, and people will start thinking you're playing favorites.
So we've got to be down there. And look, that's Whitaker's symbol there. That's massive ink with a machine with those things. Just sucking at those souls.
Are you ready to take the oath? To spread the word of the gods to the lost?
Let's offload this junk.
The term godlike doesn't
I am
refer
trusting
to
you
my
to remain loyal to the gods in this. If you do
The
not,
term
you will have greater
godlike
powers than
doesn't
me to
refer
answer to.
my
But you will answer to
limited
me as
quantities
well.
of war spoils.
These are all the things that Thaos has told you in the past.
This is a missionary, same as I was. Taught the wrong things as I was.
That's Ayovara, who we learnt from in our past life. That the gods are not real.
Osionis. They have held off many would-be invaders.
You are ready to give a confession?
I am ready to hear one from you.
Here we are. Let's just get some consumable items first, though. Make sure that we're all powered up. Can I use my summons before the combat starts as well? That would be really helpful. Get a rest as well, that'd be nice. Just set up a campfire here while Thaos is just over there. We can actually do that. Right. Video games, everybody. Video games. You want the dragon meat dish. You want booze. It's time for more of that riveting gameplay that you so love. Give him drugs, drugs are plenty. Have him off his arse. Crack. There we go. Give me a pie for everyone. Yep, everyone. Oceans, high to low. Yeah, why not? Summon an animate. Summon that. Summon everything. Okay. Let's save. Let's save again. And let's just hope that we can summon things before the fight starts. Must be combat to use that. Okay, fine. Can I cast any spells on my party? The pre-buffs? To cast about there, I think.
Well, watch when you're aiming that thing.
Oh dear, is he over this way?
What is it?
Oh no, the fix going around, isn't it? Before he appears. Hopefully he's taking a bit of damage there. You've come to a circular room, grand and domed, with its walls lined with ardra and trimmed with copper. At the far end of a great pillar of Ardra pierces the floor from below like a ragged spike, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depths. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they are all questions. At the base of the pillar stands Thaos. A look of concern on his face as he notes your approach. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all others, spinning madly in your mind, but you don't dare ask it yet. You need some omission from him first, some hint of veracity of your suspicions.
You are far from your post, Inquisitor. What brings you here?
Was Sayobara telling the truth?
That woman sought only to destroy the foundations of peace and civility that my people sacrificed everything to build.
What is this place?
We are in a sanctum holy to Utica. There are others like it in service to the other gods.
But this one is mine.
I come here often to pray for her counsel, and in this space I may be assured that she hears me.
That machine behind you, what does it do?
It answers, but its purpose is to bring structure to the chaos that surrounds it.
All of these statues, who are they of?
They are monuments to Utica's greatest servants among my people. I hope to join them myself one day, but my work is not yet complete.
Was the entire Inquisition based on a lie?
The Inquisition was based on the need to cut the flesh from a rotting wound.
You are shaking now, having lost all patience with tact. No more evasions. You have to know everything you believed, everything you've done for the gods. Did you lie to me when you said the odds could end suffering? Are there no gods?
What is a god? A higher power?
Miserable
A
pile
rewarder
of
of
flesh.
good deeds and punisher of the wicked? Something men can turn to in their darkest moments when their days seem only like bridges from one tragedy to the next. Our gods are all these things.
With Thaos every word, you find yourself losing control of a boiling cauldron of rage and doubt and fear and hopelessness until you can see no more. Are there no gods?
We are in a sacred place within earshot of the gods themselves. This is not the time. You've been through much these past few months. You will return home and you will rest. When you feel you have recovered, you may rejoin us at the trials. The Inquisition is far from over, and I will have need of you. There are many who continue to spread the lies of the apostate. The Inquisition will not end until we have pronounced judgment on all of them.
His eyes linger on you. There's no mistaking the threat behind it. Your rage shrinks to the image of an iron wheel in your mind, a monolithic and caked in dried blood of thousands. You do not ask your question again. Oh. So that's a waste of that spell. Yippee!
How did you find it?
I'm not here to talk stuff. You could just like that one. I didn't realize I do have.
Another in a string of acts of petty defiance. For all her knowledge, she always preferred spite over reason.
She loved you.
Then she should have obeyed. I ask one thing of all my followers. She was incapable. A waste of rare talent and intellect.
Her intellect were too great to live as your servant.
What of your cohorts, then? They have followed you to their deaths. Is it loyalty that brings them here? Or is it, as my agents suggest, that they have no direction of their own?
That's true. That is sort of true.
You worshipped Aethys, did you not?
Your spies are good. What gave me away? The cape?
Yet when your god needed you the most, you chose your country.
We were being invaded. Not by anyone who was acting like a god.
Then I should think your hometown gave you a hero's welcome when you returned.
They made cake. Hard to blame people for losing faith when it's the gods who are misbehaving.
The gods argue over how best to prevent Kith society from destroying itself. These disruptions would not be necessary were mortal instinct not so diseased. You have devoted yourself to studying the work of my people. Why?
I thought your people had much to teach us. That we too could create great machines, improve our ships, make an empire as vast and impressive as yours ever was, built upon your secrets.
And did you ever consider that these were things you were never meant to understand? That their comprehension is beyond you?
I do better. The Griffins weren't an infallible race. We were never gods. All your petty experiments, your heinous crimes, your glorious achievements. You were just people, and your time came and went. Ingwith is a lesson now for those who remain.
You are living in the time of my people, Amawa. You owe them more than you will ever comprehend, and so it shall ever be. Greater civilizations than yours have attempted to reclaim what we buried. The greater their successes, the worse their fates in the end.
If they want to pronounce Amawa as Amawa, then they should have said the word through a voiced character much sooner. Because I've been saying Olmoa. And because of this, I prefer that pronunciation. I got used to it. Almawa. Sounds like Mawam.
I understand your Duke's bells gave you a mission.
Their orders do not absolve me of my greater responsibility to the safety and well-being of the republics.
You tell him, Palacino. I'm gonna skip over this one. Thaos, don't burn up a fire you can.
Yet you disobeyed. Something you already have a reputation for. They will know, of course. If it had been for a worthy cause, they might have forgiven you. But I don't see them pursuing animancy after seeing what it's done here. They trusted you, and you disappointed, as you always have. And you will again be disowned.
The parents scold, but the children are safe. Whether animancy research continues in the republics or not, they will survive. For now, that's enough. In any case, I wouldn't be so smug about my fate, Thaos. I imagine Woodica responds to disappointment much more severely than even my dukes.
State your name and purpose, young acolyte.
My name belonged to the gods and my hand to their service. No more.
You serve none but yourself. Without contact with your order, you can have no higher purpose. Only the base concerns of the flesh. You have cast yourself from our ranks.
And I should have done it years before. I'd rather live in uncertainty than servitude.
And that uncertainty would lead you where it leads everyone. To doubt, to emptiness, to the many cruelties inspired by disbelief. You will have to forgive your Grandmaster for remaining skeptical of his initiate's choices. You are far from home, dwarf.
I knew my hunt would send me a long way from Masuk. It was a challenge I was glad to undertake for my village.
A journey, then? It must be of some import to take you so far and to last so long.
What's important is that I'll return soon. And when I do, I'll spend my time where it matters.
So it was worth it, then, to tell a dying beast of things it neither understood nor had memory of. You are here because you are lost. The gods cannot reach everyone, I'm afraid. May you fare better in your next lives.
Again, I really love Thaos as an antagonist. I think he's fantastic. I just wish so much that he was given more time. Like, I'm glad I'm glad that this has been as long a time as I've had with the game. But this is the sort of thing where it's like, you fight him but he gets away. And then there's another act afterwards. And then you really start to bond over your encounters. And you have a grudging respect for him. But they've kind of just crammed it into this one act, into this one moment. Yeah, Thaos is not on screen long enough for me to really, really like him. And yeah.
I gather you have had your soul awakened. Why else would you shadow my footsteps like some stray mongrel? You think I have something to offer you, but our business was concluded long ago.
I live my life by the lies you told, going with the truth.
I answered your questions once. That your soul is not fit to accept the answers is of little concern to me. I lied to no one. Not to you, not to anyone. The gods are real. They are everything we need them to be, and the world is better for it.
You convinced me you convinced me once that spreading your false faith within atrocities. But here you are committing your own.
The spread of our faith ended many such atrocities. I do what I must to ensure it continues to do so. The heart of this country has skipped a beat, nothing more. I have done far worse. I plunged the peaceful kingdom of Thaos into civil war. I slew the monarch of Desantio, whose people never knew hardship under his rule, and replaced him with a cruel despot who brought them to ruin.
Why?
When plague arrived at the great city of Arborensis, I saw to it that the cure did not. They piled their dead outside the city in heaps that rose above their walls.
Nothing could justify these atrocities.
That's where you are mistaken. There was a time, back when your soul was still a shapeless mist, when the world believed only in false gods. Thousands of them. Gods that told them to take slaves. Gods that told them to make war upon their neighbors and devour the slain. Gods that told them to burn their children alive and cover themselves in the ashes as a sign of their faith. But all that changed when they learned of the true gods. Our gods. All those misshapen, bestial instincts melted beneath the radiance of our god's majesty. You could see it in their eyes. That dull emptiness replaced with the glimmer of a kindled spark.
Teaching them there were no gods would achieve the same purpose.
And replaced it with one far worse. Have you imagined this existence? The one the apostate would have created. We are not all so virtuous as she. Without our gods, the most wicked, the most tyrannical, they would take that power for themselves. But more than that, it would be a hollow existence. All mysteries forever unanswered. All purposes constructed from meaninglessness. No endings to bring closure. Only a wheel, turning without mercy, grinding our spirits to dust.
Yes. That's not what's left. If that's how it has to be, then so be it. Your way comes at too great a cost. Yeah.
It is the least of all possible costs. Are you so dense as to think a faithless world would not be ridden with calamity? All I have seen, the millennia of experience. I will not be dissuaded from this course. This is the only way.
At least a minute. Meant to be that the gods are not true gods. I need to hear it from you. No, I'm not gonna say I need to hear it. You're blind to think yours is the only true way. Controlled by your own doubts.
We are all controlled by our own doubts. Better that we should be relieved of them. With your soul and thousands of others, I will see this world purged of its suffering.
How many thousands? Thousands of thousands, tens of thousands, millions of thousands, billions of thousands, all the thousands of souls. No, I can't take that risk.
Hear me, Woodica. Your servant calls for aid. Roak 10!
Oh. Well, that's a good way to get an advantage. Don't tell me they're gonna come alive. They're gonna come alive. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Let's have some tentacles to help out. Vessels, so they'll take extra damage. Right. Eddie, knock him down.
Following your
You need your arcane deflection. Fireball. He's got spread around. Well, let's buff people now. Sufficient time. Extending the positive effects. Try and knock that thing down. Go for it. Heal yourself by chain. In fact, no, send a healing chain around. Heal off, I'm gonna need just everything that you've got. You've got 6 chance. I think it's time to use them. Put that on. Thaos. No. No. Critical endurance on Palagina.
Hey.
thought you were doing the thing with the attack speed. Okay, good luck everyone, but I'm down. Okay, and everyone's going down. Why aren't you doing the thing where you just so much drink? Put those down if you can. Kana.
Alright then.
Go heal yourself. You got the ability to. No. Dancing bolts. I just got everyone confused.
I'm here. My bow's ready.
One's pleasure, if you please. Oh, she's confused again. Great.
Following you.
This thing is...
Really should be using those potions, shouldn't we? Oh, the potions that don't work when you use them. This is gonna be the most boring fight in the world. So I'm just gonna keep some of this straight. If I keep running, I can keep chanting. Yeah, if I keep chanting, get just some of my Drake. Be ready for the longest fight. It's like, what's the opposite of a speed run? A slow run? Jog. Saunt. It's like speed sauntering. I got another drink, so I can just do it again. Right. No, you're meant to be attacking Thaos. I'm meant to be running. Fine.
Let's end this!
Oh shit, the Drake's confused. No, disengage. I think I can re-summon the Drake. Still dead. No, never mind a cipher. I got.
Oh, forgive me, Monica.
Yeah, could just. I genuinely thought that was gonna get bad. That was honestly. That fight was genuinely amazing. Like. I'm just genuinely astonished that's how he won. We just kept kiting him. And just summoned a Drake. Oh my god, okay. At your feet rests the body of Thaos, hollow. Blown a hole through his fucking skull. You know, actually, I might be drinking a pint of Bugman's tonight to celebrate. Oh dear. I thought this was gonna go one of two ways. One, we're like, nope, get out of here, we'll turn it on easy mode. Or it's gonna be a cakewalk. I didn't realise that Kana here, the voice of reason throughout this entire campaign, just ventilates his fucking skull. The dense wrinkle shaped by the silent shrouding of an eternal burden now smoothed across his colour-drained face. His soul remains still for the moment, defenceless, its energy expended to defeat. It lies sprawled across his body like a death shroud.
All those lifetimes spent to preserve a single vital secret. I can't imagine having that much certainty.
After journeying for lifetimes, I can't imagine his failure, knowing it was all for nothing.
In his own way, Thaos must have truly believed he was caring for the people of Aora, protecting them from themselves. A shame his soul won't have a chance to reflect on his errors before it enters the wheel.
Some point, you have to look at the things your god is telling you to do. And ask yourself if it's worth it.
Yeah.
He spent his lives, more than any of us will ever know. For what? Binding the world to a lie. Could a man like that ever be redeemed?
We explore his soul. With a deep breath, you plunge into Thaos' soul. And where in Brackenbury? It had been a maze of narrow corridors, dead ends. Now as an expanse, it is expansive and borderless. its walls crumbling into heaps like the ruins of Engwith as you pass through them. You travel for what seems like ages, rushing to a known destination, a memory you glimpsed once before. Last you see it, no more than a pinprick of light at the end of a long tunnel, expanding slowly at first, then quickly as you near. You come out in the room you are standing in now, but it is new and pristine and filled with people. Thousands of them, all turned towards the great Ardra pillar and the machine that encases it. There stands the machine, and you are one with him now. You look out at the crowd as faces of shriveled old men and cherub-cheeked little girls, as mothers bouncing infants to quiet them and fathers clasping their children's restless hands, and watching you with somber acceptance. A woman with tears in her eyes gives you a small nod. You turn back toward the machine, your breath constricted near the weight of unwanted knowledge, preparing yourself to set out alone on a journey without end. You close your eyes and open them again and find the machine still in front of you, beckoning. You take your place in front of it and place your hands upon a large mechanical disc at the base of the great crystal column and speak a single word. Giant rings creak to life, building speed, setting arrays of carved draconic mouths aglow and sending tremors through the platform beneath you. The entire room shakes now with the force of the accelerating machine, all sound drowned out by its deep, deafening thrum. Brilliant tendrils of light arc outward from the pillar in all directions. You look over your shoulder to see them engulfing the crowd, burning them brightly like hot iron. One by one the tendrils disappear, leaving ashen effigies where people once stood, many of them disintegrating into grey heaps under the stress of the tremors. You look above to the Ardra pillar, and a now glowing spherical mass has begun to coalesce atop the column where the arcs converge. It grows and pulses, translucent and bulbous like some immense chrysalis, suspended in slow rotation as though it were being spun from the arcs of light. When the last arc disappears, a spectral mass hangs a moment, no longer rotating, so bright it must shield your eyes with an outstretched hand, and it seems to you as though it is looking at you. You bow your head in acknowledgement, and look back up to see it melt in the pillar like warm candle wax. The pillars flare with a flash of light as bright as the sun itself, then fades to darkness. The machine slows down to an abrupt halt, and when the last echo of its grinding cogs has passed, the chamber is still, and you are alone. From all sides, reality begins to bleed through the memory, and you find yourself in your own skin once more, looking down on Thaos' lifeless body. You sense a listlessness to Thaos' soul, an overwhelming fatigue that hinders its immediate escape that makes it vulnerable to manipulation. You feel as though your victory has given you some kind of hold over it. You're able to do with it as you please. Return to the cycle. You will remember this, Thaos. Remember that no men can hide the truth forever. And all you've done was done in futility. Your memory shall be your penance. Tear soul apart. I do not envy you, Thaos. I of all people realize the sway memories can hold. It is time you were granted peace. Banish your soul to Brea Thelman. Thaos Exarchanon. There can be no forgiveness for your deeds. Only justice. You shall escape judgment no longer. The strong memories contained within. Your memory makes you a slave to your own past. Perhaps it can't be undone, but it can be forgotten. It shall trouble neither of us any longer. Tear his soul apart. You've caused me great suffering, Thaos. You do not deserve to exist. Gonna have the truth from her. I don't know what Braithiaman is. Let me have a look. Yeah, I think that's the domain of... Braithiaman. Oh. Oh, so that's here, basically. And this is where he remains as the lady is. No. No, he can be found again. No, remember, it's just like your own past. Perhaps it can be under we can finish when that was any longer. I'm gonna destroy all his memories. I don't want him to go back to the cycle. I don't want someone to have to know all the things that he has done. I don't want someone to have that awakening and realise who he was and what he did. I don't want anyone to know that the gods were real. At the end of this, so no. Your memory makes you a slave to your own past. Perhaps it can't be undone, but it can be forgotten. It's your trouble now there is any longer.
You were kinder to that man than I would have been.
A questionable act. Without his memories, there will be nothing of Thaos left to appreciate your mercy.
I don't want him to appreciate my mercy. I want him to... I can't make him undo the things that he did. Can't make him undo the things that he did, but we can move on forward. We can move forward. You return to the landscape of Thaos memory, to the vast terrain and descriptions of crippling despair, and you can feel your agency in this world now, and the ability to reshape the whims of your dominant will. Your focus on a vision of your own destiny, your will becomes a swirling vortex around you, sweeping through the landscape and bearing away memories and lifetimes like some part of a biowick that would tear away the essence of the planet itself. The stone buildings on the very crust of the world peels off from the fabric of the soul that anchored to it, and is borne off into a sky until it's too distant to observe. Last thing you see is a white void, boundless in all directions, and fettered by the shackles of experiences and doubt. The stillness that follows, a single word echoes through your mind. A word that you spoke when you were one with Thaos in the ancient memory. Realize it is the word that activates the machine. Everyone wants to talk, of course they do. Eddie.
Thaos, he had hold of your soul from a long time back, seems like. You get what you needed from him?
I got justice. I don't know what the question was.
Not many can say that these days. Not with the gods using the world to settle their problems. You'll be feeling better soon then. Good. That's real good. You got it figured out what you're going to do about all that?
Looks up at the machine. Yes.
Got a lot of people out there thinking they've been abandoned by their gods. There's not much that'll put the fear in you more than that. You can take my word for it. If it was in my power, and I know it's not, but if it was, I'd find a way to give them the courage to face it. Not because they think there's some god looking out for them, but because they've just got it in them.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Human spirit.
After what you've been through, though, I'm sure you
Kith
got your own
spirit.
ideas. Better make it good.
He winks. I wink back.
We've come to the end of it, my friend. It has been an honor to walk this road with you, and I will regret our parting.
Why do I have to part? Stay with me, Cadno. Perhaps we'll see each other again someday. I will not stay in Ravatai long. If it means to change, I see there is nothing I can do to stop it. There are many places yet to see, mysteries to unravel. I'll try to keep your example, shall I? I will tell all those that I come across there was one watcher at last, who defied his fate, and by that they will know that all things can be accomplished. Pelagia.
So much for Thaos, then. Now you have a chance to set things right, back to the proper order of things. It will take the Deerwood generations to recover, but at least these souls will find their way back to the wheel, as it should be.
Vigani.
Never thought I'd see something like this in my travels. Lends a little perspective, doesn't it? All of these notions of who we are, what shapes us. None of it really matters, does it? And yet, if we could heal these broken families, I suppose our journey would be worth something.
Thank you for traveling with me.
I'd probably still be twiddling my thumbs by the side of the road if you hadn't come along. Thanks for bringing us this far.
Eloth.
Astounding. I always knew the Leaden Key stood for something big, but I didn't quite realize what I'd gotten myself into. And now, you're in the middle of something even bigger. With a decision that will affect millions. But even if you send the souls somewhere specific now, who knows what the next turn of the wheel will make of them? We can't really control what happens to them. Nor should we try. I had to see the monster Thaos had become to realize that.
I won't leave something this important up to chance.
It's your decision, of course. And whatever you decide, I'm glad our paths crossed in Gilded Vale.
Well?
Here it is. The big decision. How do we end the Hollowborn crisis? Barath allow me to get into this hole. I think I'm going to need Barath to get me out of it. With your companions bearing witness, you step up to the place where Thaos once stood before his people long ago. The great machine lies in front of you, idle, ready. You have seen this machine and others like it in operation. You understand how it works. It is a device for directing souls. As to watch out be a simple matter to influence that direction, but as big as the machine is, it may be the last thing you ever do. I don't think I can exit this place, so we'll do it. Let's see the ending. Let's do this. There's a shrieking of stone grinding against stone as old cogs loosen and begin to turn. You have only moments before the souls will be sent into the Ed Ravine. This will be your only chance at redirecting them. So I can disperse the souls into an unknown location. I can distribute the essence into existing souls and deal with to strengthen them. I can entropically disintegrate the souls, ending their existence. I can return the souls to the bodies they're intended for, or I can send the souls back into the reincarnation cycle. So a whole generation of children who have no souls will essentially die. And that will put, no doubt, a great strain on the families. How many people are going to want to have kids knowing that the Hollowborn crisis is, it's taking their first children. Yeah? But then people will realise that it's over eventually. People aren't just going to stop, fucking and breeding and, yeah. So we'll go for the reincarnation cycle. They will be back again. You close your eyes and expand your perception outward, taking in the immense totality of tens of thousands of souls orbiting the chamber. You grasp on the souls and tenuous. You find yourself fighting for them, fighting to keep them all within your influence. You can feel them slipping away as the machine gains speed. A brief moment comes when it feels as though you hold all of them at once, and their force is so great, it feels they will tear you apart. In that moment, you decide your entire being to get your entire being to bending their orbit, channeling their flow in a new direction.
At your command.
The ancient device became your instrument, spinning to life with deafening resonance and gathering up the swirling essence like thread on a great spindle. In the pale, pulsing glow of the machine that set you on this path long ago, you summoned all your strength, focusing on your objective and blocking out all else. With a single concussive blast that rocked the chamber and sent you tumbling to the ground, you freed the souls from their stasis. Exhausted, your consciousness slipping away, your last sight was of the machine, dark and dormant. Then your eyes closed, and sleep welcomed you at long last. After coming to and searching for some time, you discovered the route Thaos used to enter Sun in Shadow, and embarked on a long and arduous ascent back to the surface. You emerged in Ter Evron after days of tunneling through the rubble Thaos had left behind, and when you stepped into the daylight, you were faced with a different Deerwood than the one you had left. At your direction, the lost souls of the Hollowborn were funneled back into the churn of Bareth's wheel to find their way into new vessels and partake in the life they had been denied during Whitewind's legacy. Their parents, the Hollowborn, would remain just that. The end of Whitewind's legacy would bring about a spate of new, healthy births, with many of the infants bearing souls once meant for Hollowborn children. The natural cycle of life and death had been restored to Deerwood, and with it came a renewed faith in the providence of the gods. Lord Radric's zeal had brought him back to life once, but it would not do so again. Radric's destruction at your hands spelled the end of his suffocating rule over Gilded Vale and the surrounding area. In his absence, the village prospered, becoming a popular destination for new settlers anxious to leave Defiance Bay after the riots. Without a nearby ruler, it also grew more wild, with many settlers moving on as soon as they'd arrived, turned off by lawlessness that was excessive even by Deerwooden standards. Nevertheless, despite the challenges of living there, Gilded Vale had survived, and would continue to survive for the foreseeable future. Following the assassinations of Duke Avar Wolfgren and Lady Webb, Defiance Bay was thrown into political upheaval. In the ensuing weeks, the streets had become the domain of looters and blackguards. Few dared to step outside their own doors alone or unarmed. But once the dozens had regrouped in the wake of the riots, they quickly put an end to the criminal activity. They patrolled the streets in droves and administered their brand of law on any perceived offenders. This was not the erratic justice of the mob, however. The dozens had taken to heart the strengths of their adversaries, the Knights of the Crucible, and emerged as a far more organized, disciplined force. With the waning strength of the other Defiance Bay powers, the leadership of the dozens took the opportunity to establish its own group as the dominant peacekeeping force in the city. The dozens would soon find themselves overwhelmed by the problems of a leaderless metropolis. But they found an uneasy new partner in the surviving forces of the Crucible Knights, who understood the city's infrastructure and were able to keep the worst of its problems under control. Though the machine atop Ter Noaneth had been disabled, it had not seen its last use. Heritage Hill was rebuilt, and no sooner had the first families moved in to resettle the district than members of the Leaden Key, acting under standing orders from their Grand Master, climbed the tower and reactivated the machine. The initiates slew a handful of the new settlers under cover of night, and watched as history repeated itself, the victims reanimating and devouring the survivors. After this second incident, the district would remain abandoned. The Duke's assassination at the apparent hands of an animancer had caused catastrophic rioting in the streets of Defiance Bay. But those who had escaped the melee in the palace hearings remembered the testimonies of the strange guest who had shown up that day and absolved animancy, implicating the Leaden Key instead. The rumor spread quickly, and soon the popular belief was that the assassin had been a Leaden Key spy. When the legacy had lifted, people came to see it not as a sign that the riots had been according to the gods' wishes, as Thaos had hoped, but as a confirmation that animancy had never been the source of the problem in the first place. Deerwoodens instead convinced themselves that the riots had somehow purged Defiance Bay of Leaden Key spies, and that the end of Widewind's legacy was their well-deserved reward. The rage against Animancers was quickly forgotten, and those who had survived were permitted to return to Brackenbury Sanitarium and rebuild it so they might resume their studies. The Hollowborn Scourge ended, and healthy children were born once more in the villages of the White March. Yet this new generation displayed an uncanny vigor and a hunger for exploration. In time, they would push across the White March, establishing new towns and restoring forgotten settlements. What had once been a region in decline became a thriving frontier, known for its famous artisans and explorers. Unfortunately, Stalwart's ambition to reopen its mines died with Tana. After she passed, there were none left in the village with the experience and expertise to oversee the project. Stalwart would profit from the traffic of traders and artisans seeking the White Forge, but without their own source of ore, they saw other villages grow rich while they remained fishers and hunters. Even as Stalwart memorialized the discovery of the White Forge, the arrival of the Watcher became an even more celebrated occasion, for the Watcher had given them not only Durgan's battery, but also hope for their own village. Harmka's death had brought the Devil of Carrick little satisfaction. In time, her taste for vengeance soured. What replaced it was a hunger to feel something, anything, new. Summer had thinned the snowpack twice over when she felt the joint at her elbow first begin to stiffen. She turned her back on the hopes of animancy and civilization and walked east. She pushed through the mountains, past Raid Ceres, and into the broad plains of Ishamiddle. She had forgotten what it was like to simply journey, no goal or destination in mind. Though she felt nothing more than the steady thump of her feet on the road, the endless horizons and grassy meadows were new to her. She measured her time in the gradual rusting of her body and was satisfied. Her movements slowed, but so did the world around her. Waist-high grasses undulated intact in the wind, as gradual as the tides. Sparrows and blackjays made steady pilgrimages across the sky, each flap of their wings a solemn salute. She could hardly move when she found something she had never seen before, the ocean. With the last of her strength, she pulled herself beneath the water, content at last to feel the movement of currents and the constant caress of the waves. Maneha never found the salt well, but she found a kind of peace in her duties as a gift-bearer and in the ebb and flow of her journeys. As she traveled and accepted burdens from Andra's supplicants, she saw in their eyes a kind of peace that she had not previously noticed. It was faith, not that Andra had freed them of their pain, guilt, and regret, but that she would, a little more each year. Maneha learned to accept that Andra's ways were as gradual as they were inexorable. The fortress of Cadnua emerged as a bastion of security in the midst of an untamed land, becoming the envy of every thane and earl in Deerwood. Legend grew over time of its impregnability, and stories of formidable invaders easily scattered by the keep's defenses became popular around the hearths of Deerwoodinians. Likewise, it also became a beacon to travelers, merchants, and visiting dignitaries alike. Reputed as the finest fortress in all Deerwood, people would journey from near and distant lands alike to experience its fabled hospitality and grandeur. Palagina had gone against the Duke's Bell's orders by inventing a new trade arrangement with the Anamenfath to accommodate the recovering Deerwooden market. With the Deerwood's people still weakened by Widewind's legacy, the Valian republics easily pushed their would-be competitors out of the market. For her outrageous insubordination and audacity, Palagina was banished from the republics. She traveled north in the Eastern Reach, avoiding Valian ports and entering the ranks of the kind wayfarers. Despite her bravery and dedication to those in her care, her strange appearance made her feel like an outsider wherever she went. Adair chose not to return home to Gilded Vale. Still most comfortable far from cities, he settled in Deerford, which, like many towns in the Deerwood, was beginning the slow process of rebuilding. Believing now that it was the obligation of Kith to be the leaders their gods had not, Adair was soon named mayor of the town and under his guidance, Deerford soon began to prosper. He expelled the last of the Scanites from the area and drew new settlers with the offer of land, a trick he had learned from someone he otherwise preferred to forget. With each passing day, Deerford would come to more closely resemble the gilded veil of Adair's childhood, the one worthy of its name. When the dust settled in sun and shadow, Aloth looked upon the remains of Thaos Ixarchanon, his former master. He saw where the Grand Master had gone wrong and what would be required to undo the harm Thaos had wrought. With a flick of his wrist, he burned Thaos's robe, headdress, and every other symbol of the man's power. Never again, he vowed, should Kith live in fear and blind obedience to an authority they did not understand. Armed with the knowledge and courage he had gained on his journeys with the Watcher, he set out on the long and lonely task of dismantling the Leaden Key. With the Watcher's goals accomplished and his own vows fulfilled, Kanorua sailed back toward Rawatai, thinking on the lessons his travels had provided him. By the time he landed at Tekoa, he understood what his path must be. Standing before the Lore College, Kanorua explained that the tablet he sought had been destroyed, and so a true interpretation of the Tonvi Oratoa could no longer exist. The people of Rawatai would have to create their own. He described the many strange things he had seen in his travels, and announced his intent to pursue the accumulation of knowledge abroad, seeking answers to new questions. Kana soon set sail on yet another expedition, and in Tekoa, his passionate accounts inspired many to follow in his footsteps. With Thaos defeated and the souls released from sun and shadow, healthy children were born once again in the Deerwood. The grieving mother sought a place where she might do penance for the birthing bell. She returned to Deerford, where, to the astonishment of the villagers, she delivered the first healthy child in over a decade. She remained there, and with each new birth, she saw a measure of hope restored to the Deerwood, and a measure of grace for her own troubled past. Durrance continued to blame Woodica for the atrocities of the Saints' War. Believing Magrin to have been a pawn in the machinations of the Queen that was, and feeling that Thaos's expulsion had been a step towards reconciliation with his goddess, Durrance tried for a time to reopen communication with her. When only silence came, he took it as a condemnation of his continued existence. Ultimately, he built a pyre and threw himself upon it, using his own shattered staff as kindling. After 5 years of searching for Persak, Sagani's 4-month journey home felt longer still. The Deerwood, Air Glonfoth, the Valian Republics became places on a map, endless expanses of green between her and Nasitok. Her homecoming was celebrated by all of Masuk, yet it was the reunion with Kalu and their children that truly brought her joy. She relinquished her role in the long hunts, and ever after, she and Itumak spent their days working in the village and their nights at her hearth. She watched her own children and their children grow and thrive. When she finally passed, she lay surrounded by the affection and tears of 5 generations. For you, the death of Thaos brought an end to your waking visions and a silence to the whispers of the past. In their absence, you were able to sleep. The questions of a distant lifetime ceased to trouble your soul. All that remained was what to make of the answer. Unfortunately, you would have little time to contemplate the matter. Soon after your victory at Sun and Shadow, rumors of a monstrous army swept the Deerwood. What first sounded like superstition and drunkards' tales turned out to be much more. Enormous creatures of flesh and iron found you and brought the walls of your keep down upon you.
That's a bit of a sour note there. That's Pillars of Eternity and The White March Part 1. That whole thing of like the idea of like creatures of flesh and iron just turning down, they're keeping the walls around you. Was that the things in the in the endless paths? Is that setting up the next game? Is that the Crucible Knights taking revenge with their Men of Iron? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. No. Good game. Good game. Yeah. So the whole companion stuff, which I'm mostly satisfied with, even Durant setting himself on fire. Fuck him. No. No. I probably will go back, like do an extra part after the White March and just do all the companion stuff. I might not do. We'll have to see. Yeah. I didn't really need to see all of the companions and whatnot. But I will for the purpose of like doing an overall review. Yeah. But yeah. Something sweet we can set that out. Phase 2. Alright, let's do that. Oh, we could rewind as well. It's good that you can sort of do that. Special thanks to the development team. You pause if you want to as well. Yeah. So lots of different cool people here. Fraps. The coffee machine in the kitchen. Adventure in Pitfall. Development weddings, development babies. Oh, that's nice. Development tabletop character slaying. Bobby Knowles Super Verve campaign. Josh says Ars Magic campaign. I'd love to see that. Fat Johan. Walther the Sleazy. Ludwig the Guard. Fluffed Crogs. Here's this. Okay. Pillars of the Dead are usually Espinosa Noah type family. Isabel and Inatrosa Ten based on the 16th century type basis. Antonio de Espinosa. So that's the text that they use. That's cool. Don't give a shit about Paradox. Yeah. So yeah, like I will play the game and do all the rest of the stuff as well, all the other content. But yeah, oh well, these are all like Kickstarter backers, no doubt. Their backers. Kickstarter goal. Oh, it's these different tiers of backers. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so it was a good game. I'm thoroughly impressed with it. It's like playing it again. This is the most fun I've had with it. Just that final slide of the ending, I have a problem with. It's like, okay, great. So yeah, so we'll do the White March stuff, and then we'll get that done. Let's have my fat head there. There we go. That's pretty pretty. So there we have. My God, this screen effect is awful. There we have Pillars of Eternity. If we just continue, it'll load up the latest save, I think. So yeah, so we don't actually get to see the world that we've shaped and the companions and all that until Pillars of Eternity 2. And that's where we can take our characters. So this is where we make our choices, if you so want to. Or let's see if we can actually leave. Leave, come back, and do this bit again. Because then hopefully we can take all our stuff into the next expansion. And just finish things off. So this is dead, that's all good. No, yeah, I've really enjoyed it. What a fantastic RPG it has been. Let's put me back into a bit of a corner here. Let's put me there. A bit bigger this time, but get this to the chat box. I think I might have to turn off the green screen effect in the next one because it's just a bit distracting. It does have some benefits. It can reel it, but also as well it looks a bit crap here. Yeah, but no, I've greatly enjoyed the game, and yeah, I'm glad to have played it. It's to say it was just a bit of an impulse. I'm just thinking, oh, you know, I'll just give it a go, just see what I think. Probably get some flack for playing it and badly, but no, it's been really, really fun. But yeah, I will see to all the companions and talk to them and get their trials done. Hopefully, just get a better ending as well. And if I can defeat the Archer Dragon at the endless path of Anoa, that's even better. Well, if we're taking Sagani for that, let's do that. So we can just take down, no, sneak attack. Can't believe I another one, yeah, sneak attack.
I'm here.
Change to bow.
Hey.
Yes.
Following
Following your
your
lead.
weapons.
I'm ready.
How may I help?
Following your lead. Yes?
Can I rename it? No.
Yes.
Following
You know
your
what, I
lead.
think your weapon deserves. I'm gonna see if I can get that.
Well,
The steel to make that. Because I think Kana deserves a weapon that reminds people that it's killed a god.
as you wish.
Let's just go over here and kill some of these things, whatever they were. Oh no, let's rest up first. Yeah, it's... Wee. Why not, let's just free a few more souls. No eternal torment. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. It has been great to play. Very frustrating at the beginning, but yeah.
As you wish.
Because I've learned our doorways are your friend. AI controls are very good when you can get them to work. Use them extensively. Frequently check your quests. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's been really good. I would love to do like a video essay on it. Like Law Runner. I will always say that Law Runner's videos are great. He does fantastic rumination analysis
I can do that, as requested.
on games. And yeah, he breaks down the game, and that's, I don't want to say I'm copying that style, but that's sort of I can't even say that it's for clicks or anything like that. I wouldn't get anywhere near the views, but I like to talk about Pillars of Eternity in a similar way, because that's what it's inspired me to do. Yeah, have a nice big breakdown of it, and just recap the entire thing. And then it also like flexes from how Yeah, stretches my lip crit muscles. Because I've not stopped being a games reviewer.
What is it?
A daybreak morning start, okay. That was a broken staircase, there's nothing down there, there's nothing down anywhere else, I don't think. I think we are golden. Can we leave this place? I can't remember. Is there really no way out of this? No. No, there is not. Nope. So I think if we wanted to go in, we had to break our way through the other way. Yep. Okay, that's fine. So it looks as though we have to replay the game. Unless we're going through Sun of Shadow. Why are we down there? Hopefully it's next set. But yeah. 89 piercing damage, that just grazed him. So yeah. Yeah, but no, it's been really fun. I look forward to doing the white march. But yeah, I've got like 3 videos to upload, so we'll get that done. The Walk of Souls, the Court. Yeah, I don't think we're going out this way. I'll quickly dash that way and just see if there's anything, but I don't think we're getting out of here. Yep. In fact, I think I will just call it X. I need to get off. But no, it's been fun. Yeah, no, there's nothing there. Okay. Yeah. But no, it has been incredible. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I look forward to do the white march, and all the rest of it. Let's put me back down as normal. It's about. I think that's about size. Yeah. No, there's no other way out. The only way forward is, well, the end. But yeah. Right, so that's done. What I'm saying. I need to get off. See you in the one match. Take care. Ta-ta for now.